on the reception. That's the 6th catch of the year by Dury Moss. Looked like the Lions secondary just kind of gave up on that ball, Chuck. They thought maybe it was overthrown.
Yeah, it was perfect against the wind, but he threw it far enough. He let him run under it.
So it is 1st and goal from the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So make that a 40-yard catch. James, little shovel pass forward, cuts it down to the 24-yard line and grabbed and tackled on the play. That is David Smith. Check that. With that is Cam Hall. Hall with the carry off the little pooch pass. Gained maybe, well, they're going to say nothing on the play. Yeah, no gain.
Yeah. But again, the clock keeps running, so we've had one possession with the wind, and we're down to 6.5 minutes.
2nd down 10. David Smith back in the ball game, the sophomore. He's off to the right-hand side. Dual receivers out to the left. Pass goes out to the right-hand side, and it is complete on the play. Goes out to the right-hand side to Joe Powell. Caught it at about the 20-yard line and run out of bounds right there after a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, nice job. Came up, made the tackle. 3rd and 6. Probably 2 down territory for Manchester.
6 minutes to go in the first quarter, 7-0. 3rd down and 6 yards to go, as you said, Chuck. They have got coming out to the wide right, Leisure. Leisure number 5 on his black uniform. James wants to put a man in motion. He will. That's Powell. Handoff goes to Smith off left tackle. Stacked up, down inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. And he's going to be shy of the first down by a couple. And it brings up 4th down and 2.
Yeah, I think they ran it there knowing they were going to go for it on 4th down. So the offensive coordinator was probably told by the head coach, hey, you've got 2 downs to make 6 yards. So it looks like 4th and almost 3. As you would say, long 3, or a short 3, long 2.
That's about what it is, too. They bring in the play from the sideline. Manchester trying to even this ball game up. Lions lead it by 7. 4th down, 3 inside the Mount 20-yard line. Handoff to Smith. Gets bottled up. He's not going to get it. He barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, and the Lions get the ball back on the exchange of downs.
Great defensive play there. Great defensive stand by the Lions.
Anthony Wright came in and made the first hit. That is his 26th tackle.
Yeah, they bottled him up pretty quickly. He really had no room to scamper out of there or anything. That was kind of blown up right from the start.
4:59 left to go in this first quarter. Lions lead at 7-0.
At their own 16-yard line.
And Manchester, they've moved the ball on us a little bit here, so we got to keep scoring points.
Cornell Beecham in the backfield with Josh Taylor. Porter comes out wide to the right-hand side. Powell lines up tight end left, off the line. Fake handoff, Taylor. Taylor's going to roll out to the right, gets away from the rush. Flag thrown. Taylor is just going to tuck it under, and he's going to be down at the 15-yard line. Loss of a couple, but there's going to be a hold called in the middle of that line, Chuck.
Yep. They threw the flag pretty early as he's scrambling out of there, so we're going to be 1st and long.
Taylor saw nothing there. And let's see what Nate Jensen decides to do. They lost a couple. You would think he'd take this.
Yeah, I would take it if I was him, but let's see what he's going to do.
Here's the referee's call.
Holding. Offense. Number 73.
And they will accept the penalty. That was against Colin Kandra, the left tackle. Lions across that front line. Kandra, as we said, left tackle. Studeville, left guard. Danny Mabe is the center. The right guard is Delvin Salyers, and Sam Martin, the right tackle.
About 1st and 19, maybe. Yeah, 1st and 19.
Yep. First down, 19 yards to go. Taylor, fake handoff, throws it over the middle on the slant, incomplete to Hunley. Hunley at the 20, broken tackle, across the 25 to the 30, and he's out to the 34-yard line. First down for the Lions on a 23-yard reception.
Yeah, great route, great throw by Josh. Caught it in stride, get us out of the hole. And we're going to go hurry up.
4.5 remaining to go in the first quarter. Lions lead at 7-0. Taylor has got McKenzie in the backfield with him, off to the right out of the pistol. Trips out to the right side. Beecham, excuse me. Beecham takes it around the left side to the 40, up to the 45, scampers out of bounds at the 47-yard line. That's 12 yards on the carry, and another first down for the Lions.
I think we can pretty much run the football whenever we want. At least by the few runs that we've had, they're all explosive. Anything over 10 yards is an explosive run to me. We're picking up huge shots on the ground.
That's what it's looking like. 3:53 left to go in this first period. Lions lead at 7-0. They are up to the 47-yard line in their own territory. Beecham to the left, now moves out in motion to the left side. Taylor, look to the left, look to the right, now back to the left. He's got a completion on the right-hand side to the 42-yard line, making the 43 into Manchester territory to the receiver, Zane 9. Nine finally getting a catch.
Yeah, Josh looked around, had all kind of time, and finally found an open receiver, and Spotty, nice job, probably his third or fourth check down, too.
Dine out of Pleasant High School in Marion, junior, 6'3", 177 pounds. They're really excited about the possibilities that Dine brings to the field. Stack receivers on both sides, Beecham in the backfield. Taylor takes the snap, looks down the middle, throws it. It is complete on the play to Joey Newton at the 20, and he burst inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line.
Joey did a square out. He kind of stumbled coming out of his turn, but he still regained his feet, and Josh hit him right on the numbers, and it's the sure thing with the good hands catches it.
25 yards on the reception. With it on the left-hand side is Beecham. To the left is Josh Taylor. Two receivers out wide on both sides. Taylor drops back. Flag again. Taylor rolls out to the left. He's going to pick up a block, cut it inside the 15 to the 10, cuts it to the inside to the 5. He's going to take it into the end zone for the score, but it isn't going to matter.
Yep.
That's going to be a run of about 15 yards, but he actually made it closer to 50.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Kyler Murray play a few weeks ago. He ran that 2-point play like 80 yards, but yeah, it's going to be holding.
I know you're going to remember this name. A lot of people will in Cincinnati because he came from Cincinnati. Josh Taylor, physically and athletically, reminds me a lot, and it is a holding against the Lions. Roger Staubach.
Yeah. Purcell Marion High School. Purcell at the time, yep. Yeah, us old folks can remember that name, but Hall of Famer.
He really does. I mean, he's got the same type of moves. He's got the same body. And watching him run that,
it kind of looked like Roger Staubach. Yes. It really did.
2:28 left to go. That knocks the Lions back to the 25-yard line. It'll be first and goal, or first and 10. Need to get to the 5. Hand off Beecham. Cut it to the right. Now stutter steps back to the left-hand side. They'll be hit at the 27 and rolled right down there.
Yeah, we couldn't quite make a block on the corner, and he did a nice job coming up and actually dropping for a little bit of a loss.
Jamal Hubbard coming in and making the tackle. He's got 23 tackles this year.
Yeah, he's all over the field for them.
Yeah. Well, they call him the Rover. And that's what he does. He roves all over the field. Powell is coming in. Now they bring in Joey Newton. By the way, the great name controversy. We'll have to explain that coming up here in just a little bit. Two receivers out wide on each side. Josh Taylor, the quarterback. He's got Beecham to the left of him. It'll be second down, 22 yards to go. Dropping back Taylor. Look to the right, to the left, steps up into the pocket. Got a lot of green to the 25, 20, 15. Steps inside to the 10, to the 5. He's going to be near a first down. And let's see if they're going to give him his forward progress. They will. That's a 23-yard gain by Taylor and a first down for the Lions, first and goal.
Yeah, they blitzed and they were in man coverage. They did a nice job in coverage, but then when you're so focused on your guy, you turn your back, and then he had a lot of room to run. Nice job by Josh. Good decision, too.
Porter goes out wide to the left. Newton, slot left. Powell, tight end left off the line. Coming out wide to the right-hand side is Hunley. Handoff goes to Beecham. Off the right tackle behind Sam Martin. Takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions!
Yeah, I'm inside, 5-yard line. That's who I'm giving it to. So very nice call there by Coach Coral and the staff. And now we go up 13-0 with the PAT pending.
Thus comes the name controversy. Received an email 2 weeks ago that I have constantly been pronouncing Caleb Coral's last name incorrectly. I've told him now, he said it never bothered him, that's why he never brought it up. As the snap is down, Farson kick is up and good. 57.3 seconds to go. We'll finish the story after this. Your score, it's the Mount 14, Manchester nothing. Well, to continue that story, the Mount leads at 14-0. I told Caleb, I said, from now on, your name is no longer Caleb. It is going to be Coral Carrill. Offensive coordinator, Coral Carrill. He is now the OC by the name of CC. He was very gracious about it. He told me, he said, I've known you've done it for 6 years. He said, I just thought it was your thing.
Yeah, he kind of told me that a week or two ago when we were talking. He said, I kind of think that's Dave's thing, so we'll just run with it.
So if I offended anybody on the Coral side, I apologize. I really thought it was Carrill. 57.3 seconds to go. Farpsing will kick it off, deep kickoff. Smith's going to grab it at about the 2 and then let it go right through his hands, and it goes through the end zone for the touchback.
Yeah, really important to get out to the 14-0 lead with them going to be switching the field here in a minute, and they'll have the wind. Yeah, they've moved the ball on us a little bit here, so now, fortunately for us, we've moved it on them and scored, but yeah, they've done some good things on offense so far.
Lions, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. They have done an outstanding job offensively here. And Josh Taylor, 5 of 6 passing for 90 yards. Beecham, 6 carries for 53 yards. Taylor, a couple of carries for 32 yards, and he has spread the wealth amongst the receivers. Newton with 2 catches. Porter, Beecham, and Dine, each with 1. Officials taking their sweet old time, putting the ball in play.
I guess it's a TV thing again,
We're
Dave.
illegal formation on the kicking team. 5 yards to be added on to the end of the kick at the 35. First down.
So an illegal formation.
Can't say that I've seen that call, but I guess that's the correct call.
And now put it out to the 30-yard line as the wind kicks up, and now the flag blowing from left to right straight out. 57.3 left to go in this first quarter. Lions lead at 14-0. Quarterback James in the backfield. He's got Smith. Moved Porter in motion. Now gives it off to Smith to Love. Love cuts it up across the 35 out to the 37. That'll be a gain of 7 on the play for Jalen Love, the backup running back, number 20. Well, now they're going to drop him down at the 36-yard line, so call it just a gain of 6.
Yeah, this should be the last play of the quarter, then they'll have the win.
James looking things over. Still with Love in the backfield, out of the pistol formation to the right. Hand off to Love. Love's going to be hit right at the line and dropped right there. Schlensker again with the tackle, along with Anthony Wright.
Yeah, bottle him up that time, really nowhere to run. I'd say no gain, so.
12 seconds, that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0, the Mount on top of it. 2 possessions, 2 scores, and they are looking good so far in the first 15 minutes of this one. I'm Dave Mitchell with Chuck Murray. Second quarter action coming up next on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network. Well, the Lions lead at 14-0 heading into the second quarter of play, and the teams will switch sides. Now Manchester will be going from left to right across your computer screen, as we've got a couple of people to thank here this afternoon, Chuck.
Yeah, Rick Espacet, the longtime baseball coach and athletic director here, really helped us out this morning getting set up and being very, very gracious hosts, and he's a great guy.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot to them and his staff. Third down 4. James, heavy brush, gets a pass out on the left-hand side, complete on the play to Porter. He's going to be stacked up by Hammond, close to a first down, and he's got the first down by about a yard.
Yeah, we missed the tackle there. It would have been a 4th and about 3, probably had a punt, and they're going to move the chains.
You've been listening to the Lions Rewind Show, a replay of the last Lions game's most important moments. Mount St. Joseph football is next on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
And rise up against racism.
And we'll rise up.
I pledge to treat everyone with respect, and dignity. I will not tolerate discrimination or harassment of any kind. I will speak up. Speak up.
Whenever I know discrimination is happening, and I will stand up,
Get up rise up for victors. Take the pledge at risetowin.org.
The following is a special sports presentation of UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Now, Mount St. Joseph Lions football is on the air on WDTZ-LP Delhi Township. Mount St. Joe Lions football on Z98 FM is sponsored by Delhi Barbers, Greenwell Avenue and Delhi Pike with no appointment needed. By Wishbone Tavern, Delhi Pike in the new Delhi Town Center. By Cincinnati Open Box Outlet, Glenway Avenue next to the Home Depot. By Delhi Skyline Chili, it's Skyline time. By NYPD Pizza, Foley Road, 513-347-6973, 347-NYPD. By Bearcat Storage, with 2 locations for all your storage needs. And by Delhi Liquor Store, Delhi Pike and Mount Alverno Road. Now from UltimateSportsTalk.com with your Lions football play-by-play. Here's Dave Mitchell on Z98.
And a very pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Schuler Field here on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University. I'm Dave Mitchell along with Chuck Murray, and this afternoon we have got Mount St. Joseph Lions football for you as the Lions are back home with a record of 4-0 on the year. They are also 1-0 in the Heartland Conference and on top of the conference in a 4-way tie. Taking on the Defiance Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets come in winless on the season at 0-4, and they are 0-1 in conference play. But that really doesn't mean a thing because this game has been on the schedule in red, circled probably a dozen times since last year when the Lions fell up in Defiance to the Yellow Jackets by a final score of 14-13. Chuck Murray with us here this afternoon. And Chuck, you remember last year's game like it was yesterday. It was just one of those games that there was no way the Lions were going to be able to win it.
Yeah, they unfortunately had, we talked about injuries to the quarterback, and boy, it was just a really tough day for the Lions. Just couldn't get anything going offensively. Did have a couple opportunities late, had a penalty. I think we were first and goal, and they caught a late hit on us or something and backed us out of there, and we didn't score. And I think Defiance, they earned the victory, so it's like we said, we can talk about excuses about, we didn't have this, we didn't have that. The scorebook and the record book shows L at Defiance 2021.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh Taylor, the starting quarterback for the Lions, he had to leave that ball game because of a knee injury, and he would eventually be out for the next 4 games. And then Tyler Prather came in, and he ended up being hurt. Our third-string quarterback missed the bus, so they had to go with Jake Abler and Joey Newton at quarterback, and that was something that just was not, especially when you haven't had the opportunity to even practice it during the week.
Yeah, well, that made it tough, and actually the third-string quarterback, he came up late on his own, but he didn't bring his equipment or anything, so it's great that he decided, hey, I overslept, I'm going to come up, but might have wanted to bring your equipment. They could have used him.
Well, that final score last year was 14-13. The Lions coming into this one, they have won 3 games that have been exciting, and they've got 4 games coming in to this year with that record of 4-0 on the year. They have beaten Baldwin Wallace here at home 31-28. They went to Alfred, won that game 43-37. 2 weeks ago in the non-conference finale against Hope, they won 33-28, and then Manchester kept up with them out for a while last week. Chuck then got tired. That was enough. The Lions ended up winning at 55-20.
Yeah, for a while there, they were moving the ball and doing some good things, running the football, and we were up 28-13 at half, but then I thought, they decided to take the win in the fourth quarter. We had it in the third. We scored 3 touchdowns, and it was all over at that point.
We talked about during that game whether or not the Lions would take the ball to start the second half or take the wind. That's how big that wind was an advantage last week. And in talking with Tyler Hopperton yesterday before the game, he said, yeah, we did get some conversation to that, whether to take the wind or the ball.
Right, yeah, and again, today it looks like it's a little bit of a factor, not too much, but last week it was a big factor, and I guess the Manchester coaching staff thought we're down 15, maybe we can possibly hang in there so we get the win in the fourth quarter, but as I said, we scored 21 points and it was all over.
644 yards of accumulated total offense last week.
373 yards through the air, 4 touchdowns, and 272 on the ground. Just an unbelievable offensive performance.
Yeah, we didn't punt at all last week, and I think the one time we came close, we had 3rd and 23, and Josh hooked up with Cornell on an unbelievable play, first down. And so when you punt, you don't punt, chances are you've scored a lot of points that game, and we're certainly putting points on the scoreboard. Defensively, we're doing enough to keep winning. Let's keep that up.
We talked about it also. The Lions' defense last week in the second half seemed to find their swagger somewhat. They held the Manchester Spartans to just 1 score in that second half.
I think what we've seen in all these games, there's been some spurts where, I think the Baldwin Wallace game, the second quarter, we played really well. And, so there's been spurts. Now let's try to get more consistent and play maybe a complete 60-minute game as the season wears on. So from that standpoint, you feel like, well, maybe it's starting to turn it a little bit, but let's see a complete game.
Second-year starter at safety, Devin Donnerworth, has been outstanding. He is the team's second leading tackler coming into this game behind Anthony Wright, who, by the way, will play today but will not start. He's out with a sprained ankle, and also out for the Lions today totally is Chandler Rutherford off that defensive line. He will not play today. Austin Brock was also in a boot for most of the week, but he will be playing here this afternoon. But Donnerworth, as we said, 25 tackles coming into this afternoon's ballgame. He has learned a lot over the last couple of years starting at safety for the Lions. Devin, heading into Defiance, I know this thing, you've probably had this circled in red since the end of last year, haven't you, this game?
Yeah, absolutely. We came out flat last year, didn't perform to, our standard. So all year this has kind of been like something in the back of our heads. We take each week by, the game we have, but this one, is especially important to us.
Yeah, when you look, this is the type of ball game that you could really stub your toe easily. We saw that last year.
Yeah, any game, any college football game's that way. You watch the big SEC schools that, go out and come out flat. If you come out flat in any game, everyone's a college football player, so they have an opportunity to make plays and win a game.
Devin, since you stepped on foot on campus here, what's been your biggest improvement at the safety spot?
I'd say at the safety spot is just the overall knowledge of the game. Our coaches do a fantastic job at helping us out and slowing the game down. Mm-hmm. Compared to last year when it was my first, time on a college field, the game was very fast. Now every game going forward, it's slowed down. We've improved on team chemistry, and I'd say that's the best thing.
About everybody says that, their first year the game was so fast, then it slows down. In your mind, how did it slow down? Talk a little bit about that and how it slowed down for you.
Obviously the skill gap's a lot different coming from high school football to college. So that was a big thing. Getting used to the better athletes on the field, mm-hmm. knowing that each week you're going to go, play probably the best receiver that you've seen in a while. Getting used to that, seeing their moves, getting used to seeing them on film and watching them, knowing what they're going to do. I'd say that's probably the most important thing.
Are you a film hawk?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
When you look at this Defiance team, what can they do that is going to cause us problems?
That quarterback has an arm. He likes to sling it. They have some great athletes on the outside. Every single one of their wide receivers is elite. You can't downplay any person, anyone mm-hmm. on their team. Like I said, it's college football, so there's athletes everywhere. I know you've got the goal of winning the Heartland Conference this year, but any other goals that you've got individually for yourself? At this point, I think undefeated is pretty cool. Team goal. I like team goals over individual goals, but, I would like to, break my season high record for interceptions. That's a personal goal.
You're the second leading tackler on this team. Why?
I just hang my hat on being a hard-nosed football player, coming downhill, filling gaps, and being in the right position at the right time.
Now everybody wants to know this. Can you tell us what kind of conditioner Austin Price uses in his hair?
Actually, no, I don't know. I know he's on a fantastic schedule when he washes his hair.
What are you majoring in?
My major's finance.
Okay, congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think America also wants to know, Chuck, just what that schedule is for Austin Price's hair.
Yeah, I got to know Austin pretty good last spring when he played baseball, and it's interesting. Yeah, I think everybody would like to know. Maybe we'll make that a trivia question one day.
It is amazing because it is long and flowing, and that is Austin Price's hair. So the Lions are getting set to take on Defiance College here this afternoon from Schuler Field. When we come back, we'll size up the Yellow Jackets right after these timeouts.
Take your game to new heights at Mount St. Joseph University, where Division III champions are made. We coach our Lions to become leaders who will win on the field and in their career. With 23 athletic teams and cutting-edge facilities, we are the NCAA Division III university in Greater Cincinnati. Are you ready to compete with the heart of a Lion and become our next champion? Learn more at msjlions.com.
Dayton Children's cares about the health of your children. Hi, I'm Kirk Herbstreit. Growing up in Centerville, my parents taught me the importance of being healthy, and now I'm teaching my kids. Childhood obesity is on the rise, but there are small steps that we can take to fight it. Turn off video games and go outside, ride bikes, go to the park, or learn a new dance. Parents, once we get moving, our kids will follow.
Dayton Children's, experts you trust, caring for the children you love.
Well, you will have to indulge me a little bit here this afternoon. My Guardians are in the playoffs, and they're playing Tampa Bay right now. And they're in the fourth inning, I think, Chuck?
Yep, no score, bottom of the fourth, 2 outs, nobody on.
So you'll have to indulge me just a little bit with this going on here this afternoon. Defiance comes in winless, but Chuck, when you look at the scores that they have had to endure this year, you would say that they're actually getting better. Now, they fell to Mount Union in week number 1, 65-0. They lost to Kalamazoo 42-23 in the second game of the year. Then they traveled to Alfred State, which, by the way, is not the same Alfred. We keep telling you this. It's right across the street from the Alfred University that we played 3 weeks ago. And they fell to them, but they were competitive, 42-33. And then last week they fell at home to Hanover, 37-20. That game was tied up at 14 at halftime, and that's when Hanover took control.
Well, looking at this, and you mentioned the Mount Union score, 65-0. They're a top 2 or 3 team in the country. Kalamazoo, a game they lost, as you mentioned, 42-23. They led 10-7 at the half. Alfred State, they led 16-14 at the half and only trailed 21-19 after 3. And as you mentioned, tied with Hanover 14 at all half. So it looks like they're looking for that complete game. They played pretty good in 3 of the 4 games through halftime, but then either they're wearing down or just making mistakes and not being able to maybe hang with these teams for the whole game. So they got to feel like they're making some small strides.
Now, both of their quarterbacks played last week against Hanover. They started out with Jordan Ambrose. He's number 9, but Ambrose, it appears, will not play today. He came in as the top quarterback on their 2-deep, Chuck. But watching them warm up earlier today, he did have the pads on, but he had warm-up pants on. So he didn't have his football pants on, so that would lead you to believe that he is not going to play today, which means their backup quarterback, Seth Pierce, will probably take the reins. Pearson, 14 of 28 passing on the year for 50%. He's a senior. He's thrown for 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 6 feet, 190 pounds, and the Lions said either quarterback is athletic and they can really sling it, so it doesn't really matter to them which one plays today.
Well, that might be, players talk or coach talk, because Ambrose has some pretty good numbers. He threw for 7 TDs, 269 yards rushing, and so he's had some nice numbers through their first 4 games. So, they're backups for a reason. So hopefully, we wish the young man, hopefully he's not out too long. But this really theoretically should be a break for the Lions.
Well, and then Defiance has got what I called last year a condominium at running back in Tyshawn Freeman. Freeman is 6 feet, 250 pounds, probably when he was born. He's closer to 280 now when you watch him on the field. He is a sophomore. He's run for 252 yards this year, a touchdown, averaging 63 yards a game. Chuck, you cannot believe how big this kid is until you actually see him lined up in the backfield.
Yeah, it kind of looks like an offensive lineman or a tight end, and but sometimes you get those big guys in the backfield, and you can hit them once, twice, 3, and they still don't go down. So we're gonna have to gang tackle today really well and get to the ball and don't let him break tackles.
Even though he is their starting running back, Cooper Sloan was their leading rusher last week. He carried the ball 10 times for 34 yards. Tawan Rome, Cooper Sloan, and Jacob Diesler each had 1 touchdown pass in the game, and Rome led the team in receiving yards with 37. They have not found their stride yet, Chuck, but Bill Nichols, their head coach, he is trying to get this team to become as physical as possible and get them out of this rut that they have had. I'm going to ask you this same question I've asked Tyler Hopperton. How tough is it to prepare for a team when they've had 5 head coaches over the last 6 seasons?
Yeah, that's, no school or no team would want to be in that situation where you're constantly having that kind of turnover year after year after year. There's no continuity, probably changing offenses every year, so that does make it really, really difficult. And hopefully for Defiance's sake, he can be here a while and try to build something.
Defensively for Defiance, Jason Caballero had 13 tackles last week, 2 for loss, 1 pass breakup. Richard Pope, he had both sacks for Defiance during the game. Jalen Redd joined Caballero in double-digit tackles with 11. Redd also had 1 forced fumble and 1 pass breakup. Now, the last time we told you these 2 teams met was last year, 14-13. Defiance came out on top of it in that game. This series started on October 27, 2007, and the Lions have won 9 of the last 10, and the Lions are 7-1 here at home against Defiance, but all that means absolutely nothing today.
No, that's all great, and it's nice they have the history and stuff, but unless I'm mistaken, when we line it up today at 0-0 to start the game.
The coach is Bill Nickel in his first year. He is 0-4 overall, 0-1 in the Heartland Conference. Prior to arriving at Defiance as the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, and tight end coach this past winter, he was the offensive line coach and co-offensive coordinator at Division I FCS University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. His only really distinction to Defiance is his parents are graduates of Defiance College. And for the Lions, Tyler Hopperton, in his 6th year, 36-14, a career record, and 28-9 in the Heartland Conference. When we come back, a lot happening on the Mount St. Joseph University campus. We'll get to all of that and also talk with head coach Tyler Hopperton after this. You're a Lions fan. Own it. And we are the radio home of Mount St. Joseph Lions Sports, UltimateSportsTalk.com. Football, basketball, wrestling, volleyball, softball, baseball. We are Cincinnati's sports website and also the home of the Ohio Baseball Weekly Show every Monday night during the baseball season. We are the home of the Mount St. Joseph Lions, UltimateSportsTalk.com.
I wanted to grow my leadership skills, but with work and a busy life, how could I fit it all in? Then I learned Mount St. Joseph University offers a flexible master's program in organizational leadership. For about 1 Saturday a month, I studied and refined my leadership skills alongside working professionals and top-notch professors. I'm now the leader I set out to be. The Mount's organizational leadership program helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/MSOL.
Yeah, Dave, around the Mount this week, a lot of things going on. In men's soccer, unfortunately, we dropped the game at Franklin last night, 4-2, so we're currently 1-3 in the conference. The women's soccer team had a 1-0 win at Franklin. They're now 3-0-1 in the conference and actually have not given up a goal yet in their 4 conference games, so they're doing very, very well. They had a tie with Rose Holman at Rose Holman earlier. The volleyball team is 14-4, 2-0 in the league. After a win at Rose Holman on Wednesday. They're at Anderson. That game starts. It's getting ready to start now. And then a couple non-traditional things going on. Our softball team is playing actually a triple header today down at Georgetown. They beat Midway the first game 8-3. Freshman Courtney Keller hit 2 home runs, so we're really happy to report that. And we'll try to give you scores of the other games as they become final. And then the baseball team with a lot of new freshmen and I think we've got a really good upside. They're playing UC Claremont a doubleheader out there today, and they're non-traditional doubleheader. So we'll be excited about those sports when spring comes around.
Yeah, I know the coaching staff, Beth Geiderwis and Dee Dee Morris, were really excited about this Keller girl.
Yeah, I think they're really excited. I mean, we lose one of probably the best pitcher in school history.
Right.
But we only lost 2 players, and they feel like they had a great freshman class coming in, and hey, reload instead of rebuild. Let's just keep reloading.
There's a lot of top 25 college football action going on this afternoon. Cincinnati's going to be at home at 2:30 at 4 o'clock. The Buckeyes are in East Lansing, Michigan, taking on Michigan State. We'll go over all of that coming up at halftime, along with a preview of the Ohio State-Michigan State game and the Cincinnati Bengals against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday night. That should be a good one. In the Heartland Conference a week ago, Franklin defeated Bluffton 37-27. It was Rose beating up on Anderson 45-7. Anderson finally scored. Hanover over Defiance, we told you that one, 37-20, and the Lions won. Every road team in the Heartland Conference won last week.
Yeah, I think that tells you whether you play home or on the road, if you're the better team, you're probably going to win in most cases.
And if you'd come into this season and said, who are the top 4 teams in the conference? Well, right there they are after week 1. Yeah. The Mount 1-0, Franklin 1-0, Hanover 1-0, Rose 1-0. Then comes Manchester, Anderson, Bluffton, and Defiance, all at 0-1.
Yeah, I think you'll see that trend continue.
I think you probably will too, up until the last couple of weeks of the season.
When everybody kind of starts playing each other.
Yeah. Now, today going on, Bluffton will be at Hanover, Anderson goes to Franklin, and Manchester will be at Rose, so the 0-1 teams are playing the 1-0 teams today.
And I kind of expect that, as I said, that I think all 4 teams win.
And that's what is going on around the Heartland Conference today. When we come back, Tyler Hopperton after this timeout.
Teaching is my calling, so when I needed to renew my license, I chose Mount St. Joseph University. The Mount offers the only program in the state of Ohio that allows you to combine 2 education endorsements to earn a graduate degree. In less than 2 years, I combined the reading and gifted intervention specialist endorsements. Classes were convenient, fully online, and I received personal attention from my professors. The Mount helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/Ohio.
Defiance is 0-4 coming into this one. They are 0-1 in the Heartland Conference. Last year, they were 1-9 and 1-6 in conference play. They're 0-2 on the road and 0-2 at home under Bill Nickel in his first year. His offensive coordinator is Spencer Treadwell. His defensive coordinator is DeGary Wallace. Defiance is accumulating just over 356 yards in total offense per game, 136 yards on the ground, 223 through the air. However, on defense, they have trouble, giving up 451 yards per game and 206 yards rushing. They're scoring 19 a game and giving up 46.5 points per ball game, a difference of negative 27.5. Meanwhile, the Lions, they're 2-0 here at home under 6-year coach Tyler Hopperton. The team is off to its best start of the years, but there's a long way to go, according to Hop.
Hop, before today's game with Defiance, first of all, I asked Devin Donnerworth the same question. You guys have had to have a red circle around this date since last year, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely try to take it one game at a time, right, and all that sort of thing. But, yeah, there's definitely some matchups that do that. And obviously last year was just it's one that's been asked about a bunch. And, ultimately it was just a bad loss for us. But, they're an athletic team. And it was a great example that this is college football. Mm-hmm. There's not a team that fears us or fears an opponent. They're working hard. Their coaches are working hard just the same. You take a slip up and they'll get you, And so it was also just a great reminder not to take any game for granted and any win for granted, that it's college football and it can be tough to get a win.
I want to ask you about the last 30 seconds of the first half and the mindset going into that, where you had the 2 timeouts down at the 25. What is your thinking about that as you head into that type of a situation, Hop?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, especially last week, where we had a good lead and that sort of thing, you'd like to add on some other points, but you get the ball at the half and that sort of thing, so you're not as worried about it. But at the same time, they were able to get some plays on us and chuck plays on us, so I don't necessarily want to give the other team an opportunity to score or, any kind of situation in that regard. And sometimes when you force those scores is when weird things happen. So sometimes that's when the bad snaps happen or the miscommunications, and also we ended up throwing an interception anyway, where, they could have returned that for 30 yards and all of a sudden have a chance to throw one in the end zone and that sort of thing. So especially if I know I'm getting the ball back at the end of the half, I'll take a 20-plus lead in the half knowing I get the ball and that sort of thing. But at the same time, we thought, taking the clock down to about 10 seconds with timeouts, and ultimately it was 3rd and goal, so you only have 2 plays anyway. Mm-hmm. To me, there's no reason to try 4th and goal with 12 25 seconds left and then give them 20 seconds to do something potentially. So a lot of it is, just squeezing down. That way the last play is our play and go from there.
Okay, the first, I'm going to say, quarter and a half, you could possibly argue that it was the first half. It was a shootout. Second half, what type of changes did you make defensively? Because you held them to just one score in the second half.
Yeah, a lot of it's just kind of batten down the hatches a little bit. Sometimes it's just, we've just been struggling a little bit with eye discipline or certain things and certain routes that just kind of been getting us a little bit. And then really it was penalties. In the first half, the one drive was, roughing the passer in combination with a pass interference, in combination with, other penalties that we gave them, 40 yards on one drive. Well, all of a sudden they're in the red zone already. And then, you start somebody in the end zone, or in the red zone, probably, 73% chance, I think, that they're going to score. So, if we're giving them those yards, that doesn't help. So I thought we cleaned it up in terms of the obvious mistakes and the penalties in the second half. As well as scheme-wise, I think we just kind of settled in. As we increased our lead, too, it kind of puts them in a corner of what they have to do. So it also kind of helped us in terms of, you're behind, you got to throw a little more and that sort of thing. But the defense and the team in general, I think, did a good job of, kind of batting down the hatches at halftime and really just, putting their foot on the gas pedal.
Hop, how hard is it to prepare for a team that has had this many coaching changes over the years like Defiance has?
It's hard because there's no identity. I think coaches now know what a Mount St. Joe team looks like, because this is now our 6th year here, and the same like at Hanover, and you're starting to see that out of Franklin a little bit and that. So, it's just been hard that their identity changes, and then they're kind of the same that a lot of young guys play and stuff too. So even if it's the same coaches with young players and things, that can be hard. But ultimately, they're very athletic, so there are a lot of options. So I think a lot of it too is hard because they do have good athletes. So, trying to figure out what it is they're trying to do, and that's what they're trying to do too, is just, what are we good at? What can we do consistently? But on film, it's definitely hard sometimes to get that on track.
And last week against Hanover, they went with 2 different quarterbacks, so you really don't know which one to prepare for yet?
Yeah, and different styles and stuff too, and the one I think kind of got banged up a little bit, but they each kind of bring something a little different to the table, so I'm sure that's part of them trying to see what works or doesn't work, or if one of them can do something else that the other one can't, that you're trying to figure out what that can do, and obviously that can make you struggle a little bit as defensive game plan, but in general, though, we kind of have an idea of what they like to do, and really we just try to personalize it. We know the players that can hurt us. We know the things that can hurt us in general, and a lot of times, we've had enough stuff on film that we have a feeling what they're going to try to take advantage of.
Final question for you. They've also got, and his name escapes me right now, but the biggest running back in the history of mankind, Freeman. Are you scared of him? I know if he came at me running full speed, I'd be scared of him.
Yeah, I'd hand it to him a couple times. If he played for the Lions, he'd probably have 30, 40 carries a game. I love watching the big guy run, and he's bigger than most of the people on our defense. So I think, we've given up some runs this year, and, we're a little light on defense, as we've talked about. We're fast, athletic, but sometimes if, there's a 250-pound back coming at you, it don't matter if you're in the right spot or not. So that's one of the things I think they'll try to take advantage of a little bit, lean on us, feed a big back, and that sort of thing. And, if our offense, struggles at all putting up points, I think they can shrink the game a little bit, and kind of like they were able to last year.
Yeah. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Chuck, when you look at Freeman, he's the type of ball player that John Madden would have just salivated over.
Yeah, he'd be on the All-Madden every year, that's for sure.
Every year.
His kind of guy, big and full backs and, get dirty and nasty and play on grass and all those things Madden used to talk about.
He would have been invited to every Thanksgiving parade to help feed him with the turkeys. The kickoff is coming up next year on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Take your game to new heights at Mount St. Joseph University. With 23 athletic teams and cutting-edge facilities, we are the NCAA Division III university in Greater Cincinnati. Learn more at msjlions.com.
Odyssey now has hundreds of new exclusive music stations for you to discover your new summer soundtrack.
Get moving with worthy workouts for a cardio sesh fueled by today's top artists.
Hanging with your crew? Throw it back with Picnic Party for old school jams for your cookout.
Or sail away with Odyssey's new yacht rock station, Jugger Yacht.
For summer barbecues, road trips,
or relaxing poolside.
Hundreds of new exclusive stations, plus all your favorite local radio stations and podcasts. It's all on Odyssey.
Lions are going to be adorned in their home blue tops here this afternoon, white bottoms, gold numeral, or gold trim, I should say, with the white numerals and the white helmets as they come onto their sideline on the near side. And Defiance will be in their purple uniforms. They've got the white uniforms here today, tops and bottoms, purple numerals, and gold trim here this afternoon.
Dave, looks like the Mount won the toss and is deferred, so Defiance will be getting the ball to start the game.
And there's wind basically is coming into the faces of the team heading to the south. So that really not much wind here at all this afternoon.
No, this can be, some days it's real windy, and then other times it's not, but then sometimes during the game it'll pick up a lot, and then 5 minutes later it'll be very little, so it kind of comes in spurts here.
Yeah, it does. Now,
looks like we're going to take the wind in the second quarter. I think we're going to kick into the wind we decided.
Yep, and right now it's one of those times where the wind has just died completely down. We're not sure who the quarterback is going to be for Defiance. As we said, Jordan Ambrose was the starter, supposed to be the starter. He got banged up in last week's ball game against Hanover, their 37-20 loss. And he was not warming up today. He was out warming up, actually, but the problem was that when you looked at what he brought to the table, it was nothing.
It probably was one of them game day decision type things, warming up and seeing if he can give it a go. And I guess we're going to find out here real fast. But
real quick, because we are getting set to kick this one off. It'll be Kyle Farfsig kicking it off. And back set to return for Defiance will be Derelius Clark. Clark, a freshman out of Lima Senior High School. So Clark is back set to return this one. For Defiance, they are in the, as we said, the white uniforms here this afternoon. Approaching the ball is Farfsing, and we are underway here at Schuler Field. It'll be taken in by Clark. Clark to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So cuts it across the 30 to the 35, and he's going to be brought down finally outside the 35 at about the 39-yard line. And that's where Defiance will start. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. We know they'll start at running back. Deshaun Freeman, he is their leading rusher, 6 feet, 275 pounds, and probably all of that a sophomore. He's number 36. As they break the huddle on the sideline, their quarterback is going to be, looks like number 11, and he wasn't even on our 2 deep, and that is Devin Brown. If that is, now they move out of it. And it looks like it's going to be, they haven't even got a quarterback out there, do they, Chuck?
I don't know.
It looks like they're going Wildcat.
Yes.
They've got Freeman, and they've also got in the backfield Jaquay Javier, who is a cornerback.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So let's see what they've got. Trips out to the right-hand side, and the handoff is going to be given to Freeman, and Freeman takes it right up the middle against that lightweight defensive line of the Lions, and they takes it across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a heavy dose of him.
That is Andrew Trottier. Trottier, it's either Trottier or Jelani Warren. They are both wearing 14s.
It's both say quarterbacks, freshman quarterbacks.
So I'm going to say it's Trottier right now. Moving in motion, and we've got a whistle and a flag down. It's going to be a legal procedure against Defiance.
Full start.
Full start offense. Number 81. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And you can tell our referee crowd mic is back up. So Trottier, the quarterback, I believe. We don't have it down on the stat sheet either as of yet. So this is an interesting start. Bill Nickel keeping everybody in suspense now. Trottier out of the pistol formation, moving a man in motion to the near side, fake handoff. Trottier steps up into the pocket, rolls out to the right, got a lot of room to the 50, 45 into Mount territory at the 40, 35, 30 as he cut it back inside, and he's going to be brought down by Austin Price inside the Mount 30 near the 28-yard line. Boy, big game.
Big run there. The right side all cleared out. The receiver went over the middle, and the right side was wide open.
Well, now the stat sheet says it is Warren is the quarterback. Jelani Warren, the freshman from Palmetto, Florida, Cypress Creek High School, and he ran that one for a big gain. 1st and 10 for Defiance. Moving in motion to the far side is a receiver. Now Warren steps up into the pocket. He's going to be hit and spun down and brought down right there by Noah Hammond.
Yeah, great job by Noah. Got in there. He's looking for a receiver down the field. He was covered and made the sack. So 2nd and about 15.
13-12 left to go in this first quarter. No score from Schuler Field. I'm Dave Mitchell with Chuck Murray. Moving in motion to the near side.
Well, Dave, we talked about, Hop did about how hard it is to prepare when you don't know, and they're not ready for this.
Now you've got a third-string quarterback in Warren, and Warren, the freshman, looks over to the sideline down to Bill Nickel. He's got trips out to the right-hand side. Brown is in the slot left. Going out wide to the left-hand side is Deshaun Wall, and we've got a delay of game penalty.
Yeah, they called timeout right before the delay of game.
So, Defiance uses a timeout. We'll take a quick one also. 12:40 to go in the first quarter. We've got no score in the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt, and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration.
Warren drops back to pass as we come back from this timeout. And Warren's going to get hit behind the line and dropped again. Lions come in and pick up the rush, and they bring in the sack machine, and they get another sack, their second of this ball game, brought down by Jack Tucker.
Yeah, very nice job by Jack. Got in there. Now it's 3rd and a country mile.
Boy, this crowd really into it today. Good crowd here this afternoon. Haven't even talked about the weather, Chuck. I mean, the temperature is right around 55 degrees, and it is gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, that they got away from the run game pretty fast, and I'm kind of glad they didn't keep giving it to 36 there.
Yeah, that would have been the problem. Moving in motion to the far side, Warren rolls out to the right, now looking upfield. Now steps in, got hit as he throws. He was demolished by Neeson Owens, and he underthrew his intended receiver.
Yeah, I would think they'll punt here, 4th and a country mile, and they'll try to pin us in. Well,
let's see what they decide to do. It is 4th down 23.
Yeah, I'll be stunned.
They're going to keep Warren in the ball game.
I'm thinking it's going to be a pooch punt. I just can't imagine giving us the ball on the 41 here.
Dorelius Clark comes out wide to the left-hand side. Going out wide to the right-hand side is Michael Martin.
Pooch punt. I got to believe it.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah. And the punter is Emmanuel Gutierrez, and he punts it up high. It'll go inside the 5 into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback, and the Lions will take it over in their own territory.
Yeah, pretty good punt there. Barely got in the end zone, or we would have had to start out on our 1. So nice job by us to just let it go into the end zone. Don't try to field it. Now we get the ball in the 20.
So the Lions come out, starting at quarterback, Josh Taylor. Cornell Beecham will be in the backfield. The wide receivers, Omar Porter, Jake Ayler, Joey Newton. Cooper Jones will be at the tight end spot. Along that front line, it'll be Colin Candra, Aiden Studeville, Danny Mabe at center, Devin Sawyers at the right guard, and Sam Martin at the right tackle. Taylor, with the number 4 on his blue jersey, has Cornell Beecham to the left, 2 receivers out wide on each side as they go
the 4-receiver set. Taylor throws it out into the flat, complete at the 25, spinning forward to about the 29, maybe the 30-yard line for the Lions.
I think that's
is Joey Newton.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down too, so move the chains.
So a 10-yard completion on Taylor's first pass of the afternoon.
Mr. Reliable, Joey Newton.
Ayler and Newton out wide to the right. Handoff goes to Beecham around the left-hand side. Cuts it up to the 45. Struggles up to the 41-yard line. 11 yards on that run and a first down for the Lions again.
Nice run there by Cornell. Little hole, and then he drug guys about 3 or 4 yards.
Ayler, slot left. Pollard, wide right. 2 receivers out wide to the left-hand side. Porter and Newton. Beecham out of the pistol. Takes the handoff around the right side. Right tackle behind Sam Martin. Hit at the 41. Spins away from a tackle and gets out to the 46-yard line for a gain of 5.
Most backs, Dave, that's a no gain or 1 yard loss. He turns it into a 4-yard gain. He's just a great back.
You think you got him on the first hit, and he gets away from it. And dropping back, Taylor. Taylor's going to throw it deep up the right side. Boy, a lot of contact, and there comes the flag. It'll be a pass interference penalty called against Defiance on Pollard.
You know, the sad thing is for Defiance, he did not, that ball was going to be overthrown, and there was no way we're catching the ball, but we catch a break.
So that'll be a 15-yard penalty and a first down.
Pass interference, defense, number 13, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
10:18 to go in this first quarter of action. Ball resting now at the 39-yard line in Defiance territory. Taylor on the first possession of the game for the Lions, moving the Lions up the field, dropping back. Josh looks up the right side. He throws it complete on the play to Hunley, I believe, and that pass is going to be, no, check it, that's Zane Dine. Dine with the catch at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, he just ran down, turned around, wide open. Ran his guy off, ran the corner off, and
Lions have so many receivers that they can go to.
They really do.
They are just loaded offensively with talent. First down and 10 at the 25. Dropping back, Taylor throws it into the end zone. He's got Brock, and he overthrew him by a yard, incomplete.
Just barely.
On the right side of the end zone, and Brock could not come down with that throw. Second down, 10 to go for the Lions from the 25 of Defiance.
Yeah, if you're a recruit out there thinking about where you want to go, and you're a receiver, or we throw the ball all around, it's a great offense to play in.
And there were a lot of recruits here today.
Yeah, I think they said
game.
50.
Wow. Handoff going around the right side to Mo McKenzie. McKenzie takes it inside the 20, and he's bounced out of bounds near the 16-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 8 or 9 on the play for Mo.
Yeah,
they're going to give him 9.
Yeah, third and probably less than a yard.
About a yard.
Yeah.
Boy, the Lions just moving methodically down the field. Dine goes out wide. Now check that. That's Porter out wide to the left. Ayler wide to the left-hand side, also in the slot. Taylor, handoff to Beecham off the left-hand side inside the 15. And he's going to be struggled and brought back down at about the 13-yard line, but it's a 4-yard gain and a first down. Boy, he hit that line and just bounced back about 3 yards and kept going.
Like a bowling ball.
Boy, he is huge.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to get a heavy dose of him now. I said that first drive, they kind of went away from it, but I'm thinking he's going to carry it till we stop him.
Well, when you look at the weight of the Lions across that defensive line being 260, well, yeah, you're going to get him a lot. Warren throws out on the right-hand side, incomplete, over the head of the intended receiver, Macarai Biggums. Biggums has 11 catches on the year, but he couldn't catch up with that one.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised there. I know we're going to try to stop 36 there, but boy, if I'm Defiance, I'm running him till, well, now he's going to come out of the game, 3rd and 6.
Yeah, he's not much of a pass receiver. He's more of the guy, but then again, he's so big, you kind of want to keep him in there, I would think.
Yeah, I'd be tempted. 3 runs, 10 yards, I think you can manage that.
Diesler is into the ball game. Jacob Diesler, the freshman running back, and he is totally the opposite. 5'11", 200 pounds.
Moves over to the right of Warren. Warren low snap, picks it up. He's going to run it right up the middle, and he's going to get it to the 30, and he's going to get the first down out to the 33-yard line after a gain of 8.
Yeah, we had a little game going there, a blitz, and the middle broke wide open, and first down.
7:39 and running left to go in this first quarter. 1st and 10 for Defiance at the 33-yard line. Now looking things over, dropping back. Warren hands it off on the Statue of Liberty play, and he gets it off to Diesler, and Diesler gets undercut and dropped for a yard loss on the play.
So we got him 2nd and long.
7:10 left to go in the first quarter. It is 7-0 Mount on top of it here in this first quarter of action. Into the ballgame now, Jaden Scott, a sophomore wide receiver out of Louisville, South Carolina. 6:50 left to go. Dropping back. Into the play is Warren. Warren looks upfield. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man. It's going to be intercepted by Deshaun Starks. Came back from his cornerback position and intercepted it at the 25-yard line where the Lions will take it over. 6:40 to go in this first quarter. Your score, Lions 7, Defiance nothing on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Thank you, Bearcat Storage, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Bearcat Storage, 2 locations on Delhi Pike, and BearcatStorage.com.
Thank you, Cincinnati Open Box Outlet, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Cincinnati Open Box Outlet, 6252 Glenway Avenue, openboxoutlet.com.
Lions taking it over at their own 24-yard line, and they hand it off up the middle. And popping out for the run is Cornell Beecham. He takes it out to about the 31-yard line for a gain of 5. Second down, they're going to give him a lot longer than 5. He actually picked up close to 7, so it'll bring up second down, 3 yards to go.
Yeah, that interception, Dave, a really nice play by Deshaun. He was initially open, ball was underthrown a little bit, and he had catch-up speed.
Dropping back Taylor. Taylor's going to look deep up the right side. He's got Porter, and Porter reached out with one hand, almost brought it in, but couldn't control it, dropped it, incomplete on the play.
Yeah, nice, really nice throw, maybe letting just a touch.
And with 6:03 remaining to go in this first quarter of action, Lions with the lead, 7-0. With 6:03 remaining, Taylor, the quarterback. He's out of the pistol formation with Beecham. Beecham gets the handoff off the left-hand side, cuts it across the 35, out near the 40-yard line. He picked up about 8 on the play and a first down for the Lions.
Yeah, Mr. Reliable there, just simple off tackle, and that leg strength just drives through the would-be tacklers. First down.
So the Lions another first down. And they've got it at their own 39-yard line. 1st and 10. Dropping back Taylor out of the pistol. Rolls out to his right. Throws it into the flat. Complete to Joey Newton. Newton across midfield. And they're going to say he's down right at midfield for an 11-yard catch and another first down.
Yeah, really nice roll out by Josh. Hit Joey right in the numbers. Little comeback route. First down again.
Taylor, so far in this ball game, 3 of 7 passing for 37 yards. 5:10 remaining in the first quarter. Taylor has Beecham off to his right-hand side now. Trips out to the near side. Fake handoff. Taylor drops back. Looks out to the right. Still looking for a man. Now he's going to throw it to Porter, and he threw it over his head and incomplete.
Yeah, he was kind of double covered down there. He would have had to put it in a really, really tight window. Good coverage by Defiance there.
4:54 remaining in this first quarter. Second down, 10 yards to go, right at midfield for the Lions.
Quick shout out to Derek Woodley, athletic director, Defiance and baseball coach, longtime friend, really good guy.
4:54 left to go in this first quarter. Fake handoff. Taylor throws quick over the middle. Complete on the play to Powell. And to check that, and that's not Powell. That is Cooper Jones. And Jones ambles his way across the 40 and gets it out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. That's a 17-yard catch.
Yeah, we don't normally throw the tight end that much, and they weren't ready for it. Wide open over the middle. He kind of ran east-west there. I thought he might lose the first down, but then he cut it up for the first.
He did, and they're going to spot him out of bounds at the 37, but that's still enough for a first down. Out of the pistol, Beecham to the right of Taylor. 4.5 left to go in the first quarter. Dropping back Taylor. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man deep. That's Brock, and he goes up for the score. Touchdown! And now a flag is thrown.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against Brock.
No, that's not. Is that Brock or is it Pollard? I can't tell. That's an 8. That's Pollard. And I'll tell you what, Brett. I'll tell you what, Chuck. That's a cheap penalty.
That's what they're going to call.
Yep.
The touchdown's going to stand. He kind of dropped the ball with his foot, and that's what it's going to be, I believe.
That is a cheap penalty called against Pollard. That's one where I don't agree with.
Yeah, and that's what it is. So I guess they're asking, does he want this on the extra point or the kickoff?
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 8 of the offense. This penalty be enforced on the kickoff. We will try.
We saw Manchester's wide receiver last week do a dance in the end zone. No call. That's called. There's got to be some uniformity between officials in the conference for that to be called constantly.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is no uniformity.
13-0. Lions on top of it. Farsi will attempt the extra point from the normal spot, the 10. And he puts it up, and it is through. 4:19 to go in this first quarter of action. It's now the Mount 14, Defiance nothing on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Thank you, Delhi Barbers, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Delhi Barbers, 402 Greenwell Avenue, and DelhiBarbers.com.
Well, I said you would have to indulge me a little bit here this afternoon, and the Guardians in the bottom of the 6th have got the bases loaded, nobody out against Tampa Bay, looking to win that series and head to New York.
You know, going back to that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, you know, it's really borderline, but I guess if there is a silver lining, the Lions have to know going forward, when you start playing these tight games, you can't have those type of penalties. We're going to be kicking off from the 25. All of a sudden, they're at midfield, and the way they've been returning kicks, they might be in our territory. Just got to cut that stuff out.
Yeah, I agree with you, but that is one of those, Chuck, that there's got to be some uniformity in the league with that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there is not.
Yeah, one official sees it one way, one official sees it the other.
Correct. And it may be all because of the night's sleep they got the night before. So with 4:19 to go, Farsi's going to squib it up the right-hand side. It'll be taken in by Clark at the 25 to the 30. Cuts it to the middle of the field to the 35 to the 40. Now cuts it back after he broke a couple of tackles to the 40, 35, 30. And he's going to take it all the way in for the score. What a return by Clark.
Yeah.
69 yards.
He broke about 3 or 4 tackles, and you know, we even tried the squib kick, and our coverage teams have just really, really struggled.
14-6, Defiance with now the touchdown on a 69-yard return by Clark.
Yeah, it's a heck of a return, but boy, we missed 3 or 4 tackles there.
Absolutely, you can't do that. As you said, that's when you get your hands wrapped around somebody, you've got to bring them down.
You got to finish it.
4:04 left to go in the first quarter, and the Lions now suddenly find a 2-touchdown lead, just one, in to attempt the extra point. For Defiance is Ezekiel Sanchez. Sanchez puts it through, and it makes it 14-7 with 4:04 remaining in the first quarter. We'll keep it right here. Well, you mentioned it, Chuck. You know, they could be in our territory, but it was
in our end zone.
Right.
What happened? So, again, you know, I don't know what he did, or it looked like he just laid the ball, but it was, you know, I can see why they called it, but you just can't have those things happen, and you know, we got to buckle down. These guys have to realize, you know, you cannot make those kind of mistakes. And, yeah, it was a nice squib kickoff. It looked like we kind of had him pinned in a little bit there. I thought we were going to keep him inside the 40, and boom, a couple busted tackles. He's in the end zone. It's 14-7, just like that. I guess the only good thing is their defense has to go right back out on the field.
Yeah, you're right. You're listening to Mount St. Joseph University football on WDTZ FM 98.1, and UltimateSportsTalk.com, along with today on YouTube. 4:04 remaining to go in this first quarter. Lions now find themselves up just by a touchdown, 14-7. But Defiance's defense has shown really no inclination on stopping the Lions' offense so far.
Yeah, so far so good. You know, we've been obviously very dynamic on offense throughout the whole season. And that's kind of what we hang our hat on because, defensively we're looking to improve. And clearly special teams right now is just really killing us.
Beecham is back set to return, and they are going to kick it off to Beecham. He'll take it in at his 9-yard line on the far side. Now cuts it to the middle to the 20. He's going to be greeted at the 20, broke a tackle, 25, 30. Cuts it to the near side, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's got a block, and he is gone. He's going to go 89 yards, 91 yards on the touchdown scamper. And Cornell Beecham has done it again. And now we've got a flag down at midfield. And Ty Hopperton is just incredulous. They're going to call this all the way back.
Well, the crazy thing is, and if it is all, Coach Hopperton's upset.
Return team, number 87, penalty, first down.
Well, the thing of it is, if it was, it had nothing to do with the play because Cornell cut down the sideline, and that was in the middle of the field. So if it was, that's really a shame, either a bad call or just a really bad penalty. So, but what a heck of a run by Cornell. Anybody else is trapped at the 20-25, and he broke 3 or 4 tackles.
Yep.
Off to the races he went.
So it's still 14-7. Negate that. It'll go back to the 44-yard line in Mount territory. And the Lions pick it up right there, 1st and 10. Beecham stays in. He's to the right of Taylor. Dropping back is Taylor. Now rolls out to the right. Looks upfield. He's going to tuck it under and be spun out of bounds near the 43-yard line. Might have lost a yard on the play. Brings up 2nd down. Call it a long 10. 3:30 left to go. Clock continues to run. They didn't take him out of bounds.
Well, they did, but you know how they started up, Rod, but they stopped it for like a second.
3:20 and running. Mo McKenzie into the ball game now to the left of Taylor. Taylor, handoff to McKenzie around the right side. He got a block, takes it out to midfield for a gain of about 7. Call it about 7, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Good running by Mo there. Put his head down, his shoulder pad down, and picked up a couple extra yards.
Boy, it's something that the Lions have not had over the last couple of years, and that is a very established rushing attack.
Yeah, they've been running the ball really well. Of course, when you get Cornell back there, that does make a difference.
Cornell is into the ball game now, but he lines up in a slot to the right. Empty backfield. Taylor straight out of the pistol now, or out of the shotgun, excuse me. Drops back, looks upfield. Can't find anyone. Now throws it over to Beecham over the middle to the 40, into Defiance territory to the 37-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 11 and a 1st down for the Lions.
Just a really simple option route. Cornell cut over the middle. Josh hits him, runs for the 1st down.
1st and 10 for Mount St. Joseph. 2:15 to go in this first quarter of action. Lions lead it by a touchdown. Ball resting at the 37. Taylor, play action, throws it out into the flat, complete on the play. Next to Brock. Brock broke a tackle, runs out of bounds near the 20, and inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, really nice play there. Little throw out in the flat, and broke a tackle, sped down the sideline. Defiance only with a 3-man rush, so they're trying to play the pass, but we're still being able to move the ball through the air.
Yeah, they play one of those 3-3-5 defensive schemes, but they've got a star linebacker that he can either drop back in coverage or come up and rush. 1:40 to go. Dropping back, Taylor. Taylor throws it into the end zone to Brock. He's got him, and it's knocked away on a nice defensive play by the free safety, Jalen Red.
Yeah, really nice play. He had him covered really well. Josh tried to kind of force it in there a little bit, but a really nice play there.
Taylor in the ballgame, 8 of 12. By the way, that star linebacker that we talked about is Alex Castro, number 38. He either drops into coverage or comes on the rush.
Yeah, that time they brought 5.
1:33 left to go. Trips out to the far side. Ball in the near hash mark out of the pistol is Beecham. Taylor gets the snap, throw over the middle, complete to the 10, inside the 5, and near the 4. The Lions have the football, and that is Jake Ayler with the catch.
A nice little throw there by Josh.
Takes it to the 4. Well, you get it anywhere near Ayler and Newton,
they're going to catch it.
They're going to catch it.
Yeah, they got great hands.
So it's 1st and goal for the Lions. Taylor now 8 of 13 passing, 130 yards.
I know what I'd do. I'd give it to 0.
1 minute left to go. Taylor with McKenzie, I believe that's off to his left-hand side. Now Newton in motion, dropping back. Taylor rolls out to the left. He's got plenty of room now. Tucks it under. He's going to cut it to the pylon on the near side. Touchdown, Lions!
Yeah, really nice job by Josh. Rolled out, wasn't really open, kind of pump fake, and that enabled him to get to the corner and beat the defender to the pylon.
45.1 seconds left to go. Lions now lead it again by 2 touchdowns at 20-7. And Farsing will attempt the extra point. Farsing has hit 2 of them here this afternoon. Murray the holder, good snap, good hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. 21-7, Mount leads it, 45.1 seconds left to go in this first quarter of action. And if I'm looking correctly, Chuck,
I don't know how, but they didn't score. They had bases loaded, no outs, and now we're in the 7th inning and they didn't score. So for you Guardian fans, sorry about the bad news. I kind of turned from my monitor, so I don't know what happened, but the bases loaded, no outs, didn't score.
Karinchak is into the ball game, and that's an adventure when he comes in. He is a guy that will strike you out, but he has also got so many quirks on the mound that you got to really just put up with it, because when the pitch clock comes up next year, Chuck, he's going to have a problem.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to have to make adjustments on that.
Clark is set back to return for Defiance.
Well, Dave, it'll be interesting. Do we kick it deep? Do we squib it? We've tried both, and neither one's really worked. So this will be interesting to see what actually, Coach Hoppert is the special teams coach, too, so see what they dial up here.
And he is kind of the virtuoso down near the 25-yard line, trying to orchestrate what the Lions special teams are going to do here. Back set to return, Brown and Clark. And Farsing's going to kick it deep. At this time, he's going to kick it towards Brown at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, cuts outside to the 30, and he's going to be wrangled out of bounds outside the 30, near the 33-yard line.
Austin Price ran him down. So that's a win for the Lions there. Keep them out, inside the 35.
36.9 seconds left to go in this first quarter of action. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a report on the Bengals game with the Ravens tomorrow night and this afternoon's ball game at 4 between Ohio State and Michigan State. That's all coming up at halftime. 36.9 seconds left to go in the first quarter of action. Now moving in motion to the far side for Defiance is their tight end, Logan Blissenbach, and Warren hands it off up the middle to Freeman, and Freeman takes it up to the 35-yard line where he is stacked up and brought down after a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, they bought him up pretty good that time. Really nice job getting to the ball there by our line.
I mean, you look at him, Chuck, and there's no way he's 240.
Kind of reminds me of Iron Hood, what was his name? Iron Hood Hayward, and what was the guy from Kansas City years ago, the Nigerian Nightmare?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of reminds me of them a little bit. More Iron Hood Hayward.
5 seconds to go. They're going to get it off. They do it, hit the man in motion. Fumble on the play, ball loose. The Lions are going to pick it up.
Well,
they've got the ball at the 23-yard line. Oh, what a mistake by Defiance. And it was Jack Butler who came in, or Tucker, and got that, busted up that play.
Yeah, it was, and the man in motion had hit him. It bounced all around their guy. I thought their quarterback grabbed it, then it looked like we were going to pick it up running in, and he got hit, and finally, as you said, we recovered it.
And that is going to be the end of the first quarter of play as we head to the second. Your score from Schuler Field. It's the Mount 21, Defiance 7 on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Hi. This is Morgan Freeman. Has anyone ever said you're the picture of health? You look healthy, you feel fine, but that may not be the full picture. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cancer killer of men and women over 50. Since it doesn't always cause symptoms, you may not know you have it. The only way to know is by getting screened. Screening can find precancerous polyps, so they can be removed before they turn into cancer. This is one cancer you can prevent. Plus, screening can find colorectal cancer at an early stage when the chance for a full recovery is very high. Talk with your doctor and get tested for colorectal cancer. Medicare and many insurance plans help pay for screening. Get screened. Make sure you are the picture of health.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Well, as we head into the second quarter of play, Lions have the football going from right to left across your computer screen. And the back judge got confused on which direction we were going, and he had to go from one end of the field to the other. So Taylor will have it. In motion is Ayler. They're going to give it to Ayler. They're going to throw it back to Taylor on the left sideline. He's wide open. Caught it at the 12 and jogs into the end zone for the score. Jake Ayler, the touchdown pass.
My mother-in-law.
Ayler with the touchdown pass, and that makes it 27-7. The Mount on top of it, 14:51 left to go in this first half of action. Farsing will come in to attempt the extra point. 14:51. Farsing, the extra point. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. We've got 14:51 left to go in this first half of action. Your score, it's the Mount 28, Defiance 7 on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Thank you, Delhi Liquor Store, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Delhi Liquor Store, 5193 Delhi Pike and DelhiLiquor.com.
Thank you, NYPD Pizza, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. NYPD Pizza, 5329 Foley Road, and NYPDPizza.com.
Dave Mitchell back here at Mount St. Joseph University. I'm going to be flying solo here for a little while as we've had a situation in the stands, and it's Chuck's mother-in-law, and they're going to rush her to the hospital, and hopefully everything is okay with Chuck Murray's mother-in-law, so we'll hope to make sure that that happens here today. So I'm going to be flying solo here with you for just a little bit as the Lions now lead it 28-7 here this afternoon in this one. Kicking it off will be Farsing. Back set to return, Brown and Clark again, and they have really been a thorn in the side of the Lions here this afternoon. Farsing will be kicking it off from right to left across your computer screen as he approaches the football. Line drive kick, and that's going to be into the end zone and through the end zone as Farsing really put a foot into that one, and Defiance will start it out 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Joining us now, Blake Watson, who's going to sit in for Chuck while Chuck goes to take care of family duties.
Yeah, Lions look good so far, man. I was down there on the field for most of that first quarter, and I'll tell you what, I got a great picture of that stiff arm from Cornell.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was quite a run back, but then the holding penalty put it back into place.
Also, I don't know what it looked like from up here, but field level looked like a little bit of a questionable call on that hold.
I think all of it looked a little questionable. 14:51. Warren puts a man in motion, and that is going to be flipped out to the left-hand side to Clark. Clark around the left side to the near side.
Ball out.
And the Lions ball loose on the field, and Defiance may have got back on top of it. They did as Clark recovered that near the 38-yard line.
Wow, monster hit there by Devin Donaldworth, knocking the ball loose. Looked like it was going to fall right into the lap of Brady Buller, but he didn't seem to catch that one. I thought Buller actually kind of played that jet sweep well off the jump, but Clark's just a little too quick for him.
Warren, the quarterback, fake handoff to Freeman, looks up the left-hand side, now rolls out to the left under heavy pressure, throws it out into the flat, incomplete. Tried to go to Brown, but he overthrew him.
I know, you and I haven't done one of these calls in a while, but Chuck and I talk quite a bit about this team, and you're seeing something today that we haven't seen a ton of early in the season. This pass rush looks really good so far today.
Yeah, it does. And it continues. I mean, when you look at it, too, the way that the weight differential on the front line, I mean, everybody across the front line for Defiance is almost 300 pounds.
Oh, yeah, Moultrie at center is a big man.
330, dropping back, Warren. Now he's going to cut it up the right side. He's going to be hit and dropped right near the line of scrimmage for no gain on second down.
That's the second or third time. Obviously, I was down there in the first quarter, like I said before, but second or third time the Defiance has been able to wriggle out of that first contact and gain a little bit. The Lions did a good job of rallying to the tackle there. It's almost all backups in at the defensive line right now for the Lions, almost all second-team guys, which is a good thing to see early in this game.
Yeah. Anthony Wright is into the ball game now, though.
He'll likely play on passing downs today, and that's about it.
And he's in pass coverage from his linebacker position right now on 3rd down 10. Warren drops back, heavy rush. He's going to get hit and spun down and brought down at the 35-yard line for a loss of 3.
That's Brady Buller getting back there on the sack. Brady Buller could have got him. A couple other guys were there. But Buller gets the sack on that one. That was a nice little pass rush.
That's the 4th sack of the ball game for the Lions. Be 4th down, 13 yards to go. 13 minutes left to go in this first half of action. And punting it away will be Emmanuel Gutierrez. Averages about 30 yards a kick. Dropping back is Cornell Beecham near his own 30 to bring this one back.
Surprised on that kickoff that Cornell did run back, even though it was called back. He didn't get kicked at it once at Manchester. I was surprised they went at him, and now they really got no choice unless they directional it away from him.
High snap, but Gutierrez brings it down. It's going to be a short kick. Beecham is going to get hit. It hit one of Defiance's players in the back of the helmet. They're going to jump on it near the 49, but that's going to be interference, I believe.
Catch interference. Even though he didn't signal for a fair catch, he has to be given that, that halo to catch the ball within, I think, a yard or whatever, all the way around him or something like that. So the Lions will get an extra 15 here.
You hardly ever see Cornell fair catch it.
No, Cornell wants to break every yardage record at the school, so he is not going to catch it.
Number 40, 15-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down.
I'll tell you what, that's the first time I've been able to hear the refs' mic since we hooked this thing up this year. That sounds really, really good. I like it.
Yeah, it is. It's good. 12:29 left to go in the first half.
I'm glad we could figure that thing out for you. It sounds really good. Hopefully the people at home are enjoying being able to hear the referee.
I enjoy it up until it's a mount penalty, and then it's a little aggravating.
How about the little Philly special we ran last play? Jake Ayler with a touchdown pass to Josh Taylor. First receiving touchdown of Josh's career. He's got a few other ones, though.
They have been working on that one for the last couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, you remember. I know you remember, and obviously Chuck's back up here with us, but he'll remember. Jake started the game at quarterback last year and threw 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Jake can spin it.
Yep. So it's going to put it down to the 46-yard line in Defiance territory after that penalty. And he talked it over and put it down to the 46. Taylor takes the snap, rolls out to his right, now to his left, still hit, and he's going to be dropped right away by Defiance's defensive lineman on the play, Richard Pope.
Yeah, Josh, I think, was looking to go to Gary Powell there with a quick little tight end pop pass. It wasn't there, and then Pope was on top of it in a hurry.
So it took it all the way back to the 45-yard line. That's a loss of about 9 on the play. Second down 19 for the Lions. Beecham into the ball game.
There is a high safety over top of Omar Porter. Now, earlier they weren't playing the high safety, but there's a lot of room outside of him. I wouldn't be surprised to see the fade there. But no, we'll get swing.
Throws it out into the flat to Beecham. Beecham complete at the 45 and upended at the 49-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. And we've got a skirmish going on down near the Mount sideline, and they get that cleared up, and everybody goes back to playing.
That young man from Defiance needs to get a little love. I didn't catch his name, but you tackle Cornell Beecham one-on-one in space. That's a heck of a tackle.
Third down, 15 yards to go for the Lions. They need to get to the 36 in Defiance territory. Beecham still in the ball game. Receivers out wide on both sides. Brock slot left, dropping back is Taylor, looking to his left. Throws it out into the flat, incomplete, overthrew Porter. at the 40. And it'll bring up 4th down, and that'll bring in Ryan Murray to punt the football.
Well, with Ryan Murray coming back in the game, I'll turn the headset back over to his illustrious father here behind us and let him call his son's punt.
Ryan Murray averaging 41 yards a kick after that one. And he'll be punting it away from about his own 35-yard line. Dropping back set to return will be Clark near the 10 with 11:04 remaining to go in the first half of action. Our thanks to Blake Watson for sitting in. High snap, boy, a bad snap, but Murray gets it. There was virtually no rush, and he gets the punt away, hits it to 23, takes the mount bounce inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And that is going to be a 33-yard kick. But not too bad a one, because that one looked like it was a CVG Southwest Airlines flight right back to him.
Yeah, snap was a little high, but, hey, inside the 20, we'll take that.
You're being generous. A little high. So Defiance has the football. First time the Lions have had to punt the football in the last 6 quarters, Chuck.
Yeah, we didn't punt last week at Manchester at all, so that's a good sign.
10:55 remaining to go in the first half. Warren, the quarterback, hands off to Freeman right up the middle. Freeman's going to get hit by Mason Owens and dropped right there at about the 20-yard line for a gain of, call it a couple. Bring up 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Everything good?
I think so. They did take her to the hospital, so they're going to keep in touch with me. They think just maybe a little overheat. So hopefully that's all it is.
Good. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Ball resting at the 20-yard line in Defiance territory. Now they put a man in motion to the far side, and that is Dawson. Dawson, now the snap to Warren. Warren rolls out to his left. He's going to get hit and drop at the 22-yard line. That's not a sack, since he gained positive yardage out of it, but it'll still be a gain of only 2, and it's 2nd down 6. 3rd down 6, excuse me.
Yeah, I got him in 3rd and 6 here. The pass rush, as Blake mentioned, it's been relentless, and he really doesn't have a whole lot of time to throw, and the coverage downfield has been really good.
Well, on 3rd downs this year, Defiance has not been that great. They have been 37% on 3rd down conversions, 24 of 65. Warren now straight out of the shotgun. Receivers out wide on both sides, 3rd and 6. Looks down the middle, gets hit behind the line, then spins out of it. He's going to hit at the 25, dropped right there after a 2-yard gain, and it's 4th down and 3 yards to go. Well, maybe a short 3, closer to 2.
Yeah, they're going to punt.
They're punting away. 28-7, Lions lead it.
Again, really good coverage down the field, relentless pass rush, and just nowhere to go with the ball. He took off, very athletic back there, but just couldn't make the first down.
9 minutes exactly and running left to go. Cornell Beecham back set to return. Gutierrez, the punter, comes in to punt it away. He had a 30-yarder his first time. Gutierrez, right-footed kicker, waiting for the snap from center on 4th down and 2 yards to go. They took the play clock all the way down. And that kick from Gutierrez, sidewind kick that's going to hit in-mouth territory, out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. The official threw his flag.
Yeah, I mean, the ball just barely hit the ground and he threw a flag. So this could be maybe a sideline warning maybe, or...
That may be.
I don't know what else it could be.
It can't be kicking it out of bounds.
No, that's not illegal. Let's see what he comes up with.
Personal foul. Kicking team, number 87. 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Maybe he ran out of bounds the whole way and didn't come back in. That's the only thing I can think of there.
It's interesting, I mean, because he was nowhere near the ball.
Yeah, and then maybe that's it. I've seen that called in the NFL quite a bit. You know, if you get pushed out, you get it, but you have to come back. You can't just stay out of bounds the whole time. So that's kind of my guess.
So the Lions take it over 1st and 10 in Defiance territory, and immediately the nose guard for Defiance, Rigo Villa, jumps and hits Danny Mabe, and that'll penalize Defiance another 5 yards. and mark it down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, so the playbook's open for Coach Coral right now, 1st and 5.
That's the 4th penalty for 35 yards in this game for Defiance. First down, 5 yards to go for the Lions at the 35-yard line. Fake handoff. Taylor throws complete to the Joey Newton at the 30, cuts inside, and then is going to be cut back and brought down near the 26-yard line. So a gain of about 7 and a first down for the Lions on 1st and 5.
Yeah, just a quick little out. Got it to Joey. Ran a couple more yards on his own. First down.
8:07 and running left to go in this first half.
As a defense, that's just so hard to stop.
It is. Taylor moves a man in motion. That's Brock to the near side. Beecham to his left. Taylor is going to look for Brock into the end zone. No, he's going for Porter. Porter goes up in the end zone. In between two men. Put it up. Caught it. Touchdown, the Lions.
What a catch. What a throw and what a catch.
You know, you said it in game 1 against Baldwin Wallace that he's got to learn how to come down with those improbable catches, and that's one that he did there.
That's a highlight film catch right there. That's a Sports Center top 10. What a throw by Josh. Put it where he could only catch it, and what a catch by Omar.
Nice job by Porter. And Patrick Murray, the holder, forcing the kicker. 34-7 Lions. High snap, but Murray gets it down, and that kick hits the upright and bounces away. No good.
I'm sorry, the snaps have been high with the punting and sometimes the PAT, so let's get that correct.
7:42 left to go in this first half of action. Your score, it's the Mount 34, Defiance 7 on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network. You're a Lions fan. Own it. And we are the radio home of Mount St. Joseph Lions Sports. UltimateSportsTalk.com. Football, basketball, wrestling, volleyball, softball, baseball. We are Cincinnati's sports website and also the home of the Ohio Baseball Weekly Show every Monday night during the baseball season. We are the home of the Mount St. Joseph Lions. UltimateSportsTalk.com. Well, the Lions take the ball down the field and score, but they can't hit the extra point, and it's 34-7. The Mount leads it with 7:47 left to go in this first half. My apologies.
Again, some of these things that we hope are correctable, the high snaps, the really poor coverage on kickoffs, some of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. As the season goes along further, those things are going to hurt you unless we clean it up.
Clark and Brown now are lined up almost identical back near the 10-yard line, almost side by side with each other, and it's going to be Brown that's going to let it bounce, go back to his 2 and pick it up to the 5, right up the middle to the 10. He's going to get hit at the 12, spins forward, maybe got the 13. There is no way he got to the 15, Chuck, and that's where they've spotted him.
Yeah, he touched it there, but he ran backwards a couple of yards.
Holy Toledo, where they spotted that football.
Well, that was really good coverage. Kyle kicked it. They couldn't get to it, and we got him pinned in now.
7:34 remaining. 34-7. Mount on top of it with 7:34 left to go here in the first half of action. And Defiance will take it over. Back in their own territory at about the 13-yard line. Dropping back is Warren. Warren now cuts it off the left-hand side. He's going to get hit at the 15 and struggle forward near the 16 or 17-yard line.
Dave, our coverage on the back end's been outstanding. I mean, no one is open. He goes back, and there's just nobody open.
And it's been that way, Chuck, since the third quarter of the Manchester game a week ago.
Yeah, our DBs have really done an excellent job, and the pass rush has gotten better, and so defensively, and we're stopping the run now, so, so far it's coming together pretty good today.
Yeah, it really is. Second down, 8 yards to go, ball resting at the 18-yard line. Dropping back is Warren. Warren rolls out to his right, now spins back to the left. He's going to get hit again.
Again, I sound like a broken record, but here we go again. Good coverage down the field, nowhere to throw it. He's got to tuck it, and he lost a couple yards. He's at the third and long, third and 12.
That's officially the fourth sack. I thought he had the fourth sack back on the possession previous, but they've got him for 4 sacks here today for the Lions. 6:20 left to go in this first half, and the Lions leading it 34-7. It'll be 3rd down and 12 yards to go. Ball back at the 13, make it the 13-yard line. Warren puts a man in motion to the far side. He'll take the snap, low snap, and picked it up off the ground. Rolls to the left. He's going to get hit, spin forward. He lost the football, ball loose, but it looked like Warren got it back at about the 10-yard line. That's another sack for the Lions.
Yeah, again, he just has nowhere, and then he's down now. He might be hurt.
And Warren, is that Warren? That doesn't look like Warren.
Maybe it's a lineman.
It's one of the offensive linemen. 5:43 to go in the first half. Lions leading at 34-7.
4th down and 13 for the Yellow Jackets.
Hey, Mount alumni, we have some great news for you. The Mount is now offering alumni a new 10% discount on the Master of Science in Organizational Leadership program starting in January. Earn your master's degree with a flexible virtual format in just 20 months at a 10% discounted rate. Sign up now at msj.edu/apply.
5:43 left to go in the first half of action. Still nothing.
Back to punt for
Yeah, nothing. Top of the 8, 2 outs.
Wow.
It's like a soccer game.
Going back, set to kick it off, to punt it away, is Gutierrez from his own end zone. Beecham at about midfield. Gutierrez low, line drive kick away from Beecham, and it's going to go out of bounds, Chuck, inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. That's just a 15-yard punt.
What's interesting, if you look at the flags now, the wind's kind of in our favor pretty good at this point. So, again, different times of the day. You just hope it kind of lines up when you have the wind.
So the Lions will take over the football at the Defiance 27-yard line. And they'll reset the play clock to 25. Josh Taylor, the recipient of a touchdown reception today, and back in a quarterback with Mo McKenzie off to his right out of the pistol. And he hands it off to Mo on the left-hand side, cuts it up to the 25, near the 24-yard line. That's a gain of 3. 2nd down, 7 yards to go.
To the 24-yard line.
Just an absolutely gorgeous day.
Yeah, it really is. We've been blessed with weather so far this whole season. Let's hope the second half of the season's as good as the first.
Well, you got the softball team playing today, the baseball team playing today. You can't ask for better weather for that.
Yeah, fantastic for, almost mid-October.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. Taylor with McKenzie off to his right out of the pistol. 2 receivers out wide. Now McKenzie moves out of the backfield in motion. Gets it over the middle. Taylor gets it off to Brock near the 19-yard line where he's spun down right away. That's a 5-yard reception. And it'll be 3rd down, 2 yards to go. 3rd and 2. Ball at the 19-yard line. Now Beecham will come back in. Mo McKenzie will leave the ball game. Taylor, the quarterback. Looking things over for the Lions. Now fake handoff, throws it out to the left. It's complete to Brock at the 13. 10-5, dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions!
Yeah, just a little in cut. Hitting right in the numbers in stride. Off to the races. Another touchdown for the Lions. Offensively, we were really, really good today.
3:53 left to go in the first half. And the Lions now have opened up a 33-point lead at 40-7.
And it's pretty much pitch and catch.
Next week, the Lions will be in Anderson, and we'll be on the air with the pregame show at 1 o'clock for that one, so join us then. Farsing gets the kick away. There's a flag down.
Offsides.
Yeah, their right end was offsides, way offsides. And the Lions will probably just take that on the...
Offsides.
And now they'll check and see.
Well, Hop's just going to take the point at this point.
Yeah.
He's not going to go for 2. Yes, he could get 5 yards on the kickoff maybe, or did they throw it dead where he's got to re-kick it? Might have to re-kick it because they blew it before.
Well, and Charlie's like, okay, I guess I got to stop ringing the bell now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. He should have just let the play go through, and then you can decide. No.
They said he was going in unabated.
Yeah, okay, well.
But that's the catch-all for everything.
Yeah,
So, Lions will come back out, and they'll attempt the extra point again. It's still 40-7.
Yeah, we're just refusing it just to keep the PAT at the same spot and everything. Or now they're going to move it up. So we are going to take the yard and a half. So it'll be about a 17 or 18-yard PAT here.
Farsing again, yep. That'll be spotted at the 8. Good snap, good hold.
Ooh.
Kick is drilled right through.
Yeah, okay.
3:53 left to go in the first half. Your score, it's the Mount 41, Defiance 7 on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Take your game to new heights at Mount St. Joseph University, where Division III champions are made. We coach our Lions to become leaders who will win on the field and in their career. With 23 athletic teams and cutting-edge facilities, we are the NCAA Division III university in Greater Cincinnati. Are you ready to compete with the heart of a Lion and become our next champion? Learn more at msjlions.com.
Thank you, Delhi Skyline Chili, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Delhi Skyline, 5137 Delhi Pike, and SkylineChili.com.
And Farsing will kick it off for the Lions with 3:53 left to go in this first half. Lions leading at 41-7. And it's going to be taken in by Clark. Clark is going to cut it to the left-hand side. Now back to the right-hand side, 25-30, outside the 30 to the 34-yard line. About 15 yards on the return. And Defiance will have it at the 34-yard line in their own territory. 3:44 left to go in the first half. At halftime, Mark Rogers will preview the Ohio State-Michigan State game, and Mike Florio and Chris Sims will preview the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Do you know, I have kept to my word, I have not watched a single Cleveland Browns game.
Wow.
Not interested.
Yeah, that's...
I know, hard to believe.
You're taking a stand.
I am. The handoff goes to Freeman on the counter. He cuts it to the 45, out near the 47-yard line. He's got a gain of 12 on the play, and there's a man down offensive lineman back about the 35-yard line. It looks like, well, let's check and see. It looked like Victor
number 70,
Garza.
wasn't it? Was it
yeah,
70?
It's David Heidelberg.
Yeah.
Heidelberg out of Fremont Ross High School.
Sophomore.
I mean, when you look at this Defiance roster, I mean, especially Chuck, I mean, let's talk about this while we've got a moment. When you've had 5 coaches in the last 6 years, the biggest thing is the recruiting.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. That's a tough 5 coaches in 6 years. You can't get any continuity, and like you say, the recruiting, and then not to mention the losing record. That's tough to sell. So he's up at least. He's kind of limping off. But, yeah, that's a tough gig, and I'm sure he'll do a good job. Hopefully for them, he's there more than a year and can get it back together for him.
You know, Defiance has got some good facilities. We've seen them.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got nice facilities. The problem is that the high school football, talent-wise in Northwest Ohio, is not that great.
Yeah, and that makes it tough because our bread and butter is kind of Cincinnati area, and we have went out of state, and really they've done a nice job of that getting to Tennessee and Georgia. But for the most part, your bread and butter is your city, your surrounding area, and for them it's been rough.
It has been. So, Defiance will have the football at their 47-yard line after picking up a first down. Dropping back is Warren. Warren looking upfield. They got away with a hold, but coming in and getting him is Buller. Check out Noah Hammond at the 46-yard line. That's going to be...
It's another sack, Dave.
Well,
1 yard loss.
He did lose a yard.
Yeah. That's weird the way they do on rushing yards, which is ridiculous. But yeah, it's a sack, but it doesn't go down against the passing yards. It goes down against the rushing yards.
That's 6 sacks so far today for the Lions.
Yeah, it's been a really good pass rush.
Second down, 12 yards to go. Ball back at the 45-yard line. Hand off to Freeman on second down. Right up the middle. Gets it out to the 50. That's a 5-yard gain. Well, you got a guy like that, Chuck. I mean,
I would have rode him.
Yeah.
I would have given him the ball a lot more. I mean, it looked like their first drive, he runs up the middle 5 or 6, then they go away from him, and we did stop him once for a 2-yard gain, but boy, I'm going to say, man, you give it to him 3 times, I think he's got a good shot at making 10 yards.
I mean, good grief, Put a saddle on the guy and just ride him.
I'm with you.
Third down and 6 yards to go. They really didn't do that last year either with the interim coach. Third down 6, moving in motion is Brown. Now reverses and goes back to the other side. Receivers out wide on both sides. Warren
comes Hammond again.
Hammond got him, and then he's dropped. I think Hammond did get him along with Butler.
Yeah. Another sack.
Buller was in there. Excuse me, not Butler. 1:40 to go.
And they're going to kick it away again. Last punt I think was 20 yards, so.
Gutierrez will come in. He has punted the ball 4 times for a 26-yard average.
And he's kicking into the wind again. Wind's picked up a little, not a ton, but I'd say 10 to 15 mile an hour, something like that.
And it might be to his, it's strange. Look at the flag. It looks like it's at his back. Look at the flags above the goalpost.
Yeah.
It's blowing into his face. 4th and 14. Beecham back, set to return at the 25. Good snap. Gutierrez, low line drive, sideline kick that goes right out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
Oh, boy, it's way up to the 42.
42. So about a 30-yard punt, not even that.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, well, we got time to score again. A minute to go. We got 3 timeouts. We'll see how aggressive they are. Normally, they're not. So with a big lead, maybe they just run it out, getting the ball the second half.
And, yeah, like we said again, they get the ball to the second half.
It looks like Tyler Prather's in.
Prather? Well, good opportunity to see him maybe run a 1-minute offense.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to throw the ball if they put him in here.
Mo McKenzie to the left of him, and he throws it out into the flat to Austin Brock, and Brock is hit immediately for a 1-yard loss. Zane Dine missed the block that would have keyed Brock moving upfield, and he lost a yard. Well, they'll put him right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably just going to run it out. I think that's what they're going to do now. They're taking their time. Give the ball to Mo. If he busts one, fine. If not, just run it out.
We may see a steady dose. They're going to drop back and pass. Prather looking upfield. He's going to throw it deep. He's got Brock, and it's complete at the 20. No, they say he's out of bounds at the 20.
Wow, beautiful throw and catch. Tyler spun that, 40 yards in the air. Just couldn't get a foot down.
I was watching Prather the other day in practice, and I know you've seen him, but a lot of people don't see these players without their helmets on and everything. Prather's the type of guy that you look at him, you swear he's running for governor. He's got the slicked back, combed over from the side hair. Good-looking guy. I want you to vote for me.
He's made some major improvements since he's been here. He went to Coleraine, and they historically don't throw the
right.
ball.
Hand off Mo McKenzie off the right side to the 45 to the 50, to Defiance territory down at the 45-yard line. That's a gain of about 13 on the play and a first down for the Lions. Clock stopped, then started before the chains had even moved from the original down markers.
Just
10 seconds left to go. Prather looks at the sideline, wants to run another play. 5 seconds. He's going to take the snap with 3. Drops back, steps up, throws it out into the flat, incomplete. Trying to go to Pollard, and that'll do it for the end of the first half, and it will be the end of the first half. Your score at the end of the first 30 minutes of play, it is the Mount 41, Defiance 7. Our halftime show coming up next on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Thank you, Bearcat Storage, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Bearcat Storage, 2 locations on Delhi Pike, and BearcatStorage.com.
Action! Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere. Words have consequences, so we're accountable for the things that we say, and words have meaning.
And so we have to be careful with the things that we say and be sensitive to others. And so hopefully we can get that across.
For someone like Grant Hill to say, and I believe it's wrong, and I want you to stop doing it, I think is very powerful.
It's not creative. It's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
When it comes to homophobic in the sports world, it's come a long way, and I think that people are realizing that you have to respect one another. You have to respect people's values and what they are, because we're not here to judge, and I think it's critical to start the standard for people that are in kindergarten, first, second grade, and it starts with the NBA, because a lot of these people, you look up to the stars, these role models, and kids want to be you, and if they see how you're acting towards this, I definitely will sway a lot of people.
With small class sizes, over 22 different NCAA Division III men's and women's athletic teams, an esports team, a vibrant arts and theater program, and dozens of student clubs and campus activities, you'll be sure to find your place at the Mount. Discover your potential. Discover the Mount. Visit our website at msj.edu/admissions.
In the game of life, it's not how far you can throw the ball.
It's not how high you can fly.
It's not how fast you can run or how many touchdowns you can score that matters. It's really how you play the game that counts.
Because the game only lasts 4 quarters. For a few years. For that moment in time.
Good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship. Sportsmanship.
Lasts a lifetime.
Welcome back to Schuler Field here in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm Dave Mitchell with Chuck Murray, and we are at halftime of this afternoon's ball game between the Mount St. Joseph Lions and the Defiance Yellow Jackets. There's some other college football action going on this afternoon in Cincinnati, where the Bearcats will be taking on South Florida. Number 2 ranked Georgia is going to be entertaining Auburn this afternoon. That's at 3:30 on CBS. Texas Tech will be entertaining Oklahoma State. Number 11 Utah will be at 18th ranked UCLA, and at 4 o'clock this afternoon on ABC, 3rd ranked Ohio State will be taking on Michigan State. Mark Rogers, the voice of college football, previews that ball game this afternoon.
Buckeyes on the road for the first time. They go to East Lansing. They are 10-0 there since 1999. Of course, the Buckeyes drilled the Spartans in a top 10 matchup last season, 56-7. And you're not going to hear this comment made very often. 56-7, and it wasn't that close. Buckeyes led at 49-0 at the half. C.J. Stroud only let the ball hit the ground 3 times. And that was against a team, of course, led by Kenneth Walker III, who went 11-2, finished in the top 10, and won the Peach Bowl. Michigan State's nowhere close to that team, even though they've got the same coach, Mel Tucker, same quarterback, Peyton Thorne, 8 touchdowns, 6 picks, but don't blame him for the most part. He is running for his life. I caught the entire game against Washington, and that was the first big warning sign of things to come. Washington completely dominated that game. Peyton Thorne ran for his life, ran around like Russell Wilson, and Fran Tarkington made as many plays as he possibly could. And Keon Coleman's a top-flight receiver for this football team. 25 catches, 3 touchdowns. He made the plays to keep Sparty within distance in a game that they lost by 11 but looked completely outclassed by 5 touchdowns. They got whipped on the line of scrimmage, and this has been Michigan State's issue. They cannot run the ball. 29 carries. Then they come home to take on Minnesota. Listen to this one. The Gophers rush for 240. Michigan State 38 yards. Time of possession, Minnesota 43-17. Michigan State didn't score a touchdown against the Gophers until there was 17 seconds left in the game. Basically shut out against Minnesota. They go to Maryland. They played better last week. Definite improvements there. Maybe Maryland's not quite as good, but it was a decent football game. But Michigan State, again, outclassed by Maryland. They lose that one. Between Wisconsin transfer Jalen Berger, Jarek Broussard coming in from Colorado, and Elijah Collins, they split the carries between those 3, but nobody's getting the job done against the better defenses. The offensive line has been awful, and we know what the defenses look like. We'll get to that in just a second. The Buckeye defense, after giving up a huge play against Notre Dame in the first drive of the season, has looked, for the most part, despite giving up some big plays against the likes of, let's say, Toledo, has looked pretty stellar. Jim Knowles' defense is improving, and there's no question about that. Wisconsin only scored 1 touchdown when it really mattered. The rest of it was meaningless. This defense is currently 10th in the nation in yards per game at 263, 16th in the nation in points given up at 14.8 points per game. The Rutgers touchdown drive was the first drive of the game, and then the Buckeyes gave up nothing against the Scarlet Knights. Now taking on a very capable Michigan State squad from the standpoint of skill position players, but the Buckeye defensive line should dominate this game. Travion Henderson will be back. What about Jackson Smith and Jigba? Probably not for this trip to East Lansing. We hope the best for him, of course, to get him back out on the field, possibly the best wide receiver in college football. In his absence, Emeka Ibuka, 512 yards receiving already on the season through 5 games. Marvin Harrison has 405. Julian Fleming has accounted for 4 touchdowns, and between the 3, 15 touchdown receptions from a C.J. Stroud, who probably turned in his worst performance of his career last week against Rutgers. Missed a lot of guys and did not see guys open. Still continues to refuse to run with the football even when the green grass is right in front of him. We mentioned Travion Henderson might be back. Mayan Williams has been a beast. Scored 5 touchdowns against Rutgers. Of course, that joined Pete Johnson 1974 and Keith Byers 1984 in the famous shoe flip game against Illinois for the record-setting mark at Ohio State. CJ still at 69% completion percentage, 18 touchdowns and 2 picks. The offensive line has not only been talented, as it always is, in producing NFL-type players, but nasty, running the football. This is the best offense in college football. The rankings are number 1 in the nation in points and number 3 in yardage. The Michigan State defense shredded against Washington and Michael Penix for 385 yards, and it was worse than that. You had to watch it. And 2 Big Ten quarterbacks, Tanner Morgan and Talia Tagovailoa, have completed 82% of their passes against Michigan State's secondary. Jacoby Windman, the transfer from UNLV, is making plays on the Michigan State defense with 8 tackles for loss and 5 sacks. The team, though, through 5 games, has 0 interceptions. We'll see you next time.
Elsewhere in college football action coming up this afternoon, also at 4 o'clock, Ole Miss will be entertaining Vanderbilt, and Arizona State will be at Washington. Tonight at 7:30, Clemson will play Boston College. Washington State goes to USC. South Carolina will be playing Kentucky. Army against Wake Forest. Notre Dame will be taking on BYU. And Iowa State will be hosting Kansas State later on tonight. And at 8 o'clock, the headline game, number 1 Alabama will play Texas A&M. In professional football tomorrow afternoon in the NFL, the Sunday night game has the Cincinnati Bengals going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Both teams are 2-2. Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio and Chris Sims preview the game on Sunday night.
Bengals at the Ravens. Ravens haven't won a home game, I think, since 2010. I think that's what it's up to now. I may be exaggerating. Bengals beat the crap out of the Ravens in Baltimore last year, 41-17. That was kind of the moment we're like, hey, these Bengals may have something here. We may have to look past those ugly uniforms and realize the Bengals may have some good players inside of them. Ravens are 3-point favorites. Both teams are 2-2. Key swing game in the AFC North. Over under 48.5. Chris, who do you like?
I mean, I was on the fence with this one. The last, whatever it is, 24 hours since I've been trying to figure this out and writing scores and a few little notes and things like that where, I went back and forth. I look at this one as a little bit of a coin flip game. It certainly won't be a best bet for me. I know that. Here's the thing. I look at it and go, you know this, I know this, all know this. Marlon Humphrey made comments about this. The Ravens' defense is not good. They're not. We know that. But, okay, the problem is the Bengals' offense is certainly not special right now either. The offensive line is still an issue. They can't run the ball. They don't protect all that good. We saw that. And you heard me this morning on PFT where the Bengals' offense is doing a disservice to Joe Burrow and the weapons they have. They're so bland and simple, it's disgusting. It's line up in the same formation, 7 plays in a row. No motion. I mean, last week the Dolphins stopped doubling Jamar Chase because they were literally like, well, all he runs is a slant or a go route. We can cover that. In fact, we don't even need our corner out here. We can bring the water boy off out here as long as he can run a little. He'll schematically be in place. You know what I'm saying. I'm having fun there. But, so, I don't know. And then the fact that the Bengals can't run the ball, and they can't protect. Like, I don't think the Ravens are going to have to do crazy stuff on defense, right? Mike, you've heard me say the last few weeks, like, the Ravens can't get pressure unless they blitz, and that compromises who they got in the back end. I don't think they're going to have to do that against this crew. And so that's what scares me a little bit as far as the Bengals are concerned. And the other side of the ball, I do think the Bengals can slow down and make things ugly for Lamar Jackson and the offense, definitely. I've gone back and forth with, wait, do I think this will be high scoring or do it? I'm actually think I got to the point where I'm going to go like it's more of a low scoring football game. I think the Bengals will have a hard time scoring a lot of points against the Ravens, and I think the Bengals defense will slow down the Ravens and not make it a shootout. But I'm going to trust the Ravens at home and John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson to pull it out. I'm going to go 20-17 Ravens.
I got 27-23, and to me this is a John Harbaugh reminds us all that he's a good coach game. Backed into the corner, saying all the right things this week, doing all the right things this week, pushing all the right buttons on his players to get maximum performance defensively, offensively, and just finding a way. It's just getting to the point where it's embarrassing. I think the home losing streak is 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pete, but I think they've lost 5 in a row at home. Unacceptable for the Ravens. Harbaugh's not going to let that stand. And all due respect to Zach Taylor, in a contest between Harbaugh and Taylor, I'm taking Harbaugh.
That's what I basically got down to. When I got into it and I went, ooh, there's a lot of evens here. And, hey, I said 20-17 Ravens. I really had 23-20 Ravens. I know that's spot on, so let's make it 24-20 Ravens, Pete. But Mike, I want to piggyback. That's really, when I got down to it and I went, ooh, wait, this and that, and okay, it's pretty even, I just went, you know what? I'm going to just trust the Ravens culture and John Harbaugh and Lamar a little more than the Cincinnati Bengals right now, who I'm not counting out of this by any stretch of the imagination, but I just trust Baltimore and like what you said, John Harbaugh a hair more than Zach Taylor and company.
In other games tomorrow in the Northern Division of the AFC, the Steelers will be taking on Buffalo in Buffalo tomorrow afternoon, and the only other game in the division will have the Chargers in Cleveland taking on the Browns. A couple other headline games coming up today. The Giants are taking on the Packers. That'll be tomorrow morning, I should say. That'll be in London. The Falcons will be entertaining the Buccaneers. And here's a big one that nobody thought would actually be one. The Dolphins will be playing in New York against the Jets. We're at halftime of this afternoon's ball game between the Defiance College Yellow Jackets and the Mount St. Joseph University Lions. I'm Dave Mitchell. Chuck Murray and I will be back to take a look at the stat story of this afternoon's ball game after this timeout.
Thank you, Wishbone Tavern, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Wishbone Tavern, 5251 Delhi Pike, and wishbonetavern.com.
When I needed to renew my teaching license, Mount St. Joseph University offered the only program in Ohio that allowed me to combine 2 education endorsements to earn a graduate degree fully online. The Mount helped me climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/Ohio.
Thank you, Delhi Skyline Chili, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Delhi Skyline, 5137 Delhi Pike, and SkylineChili.com.
It is 41-7. The Lions leading it here at the half. I'm Dave Mitchell along with Chuck Murray, and the Lions have really dominated things here in the first half of action. 41-7 over Defiance. Right now, Josh Taylor, 14 of 20 through the air for 205 yards. He's completed 70% of his passes for 4 touchdowns, and he's been sacked once. Tyler Prather came into the ball game and finished out the first half. He was 1 of 3. Jake Ayler, 1 of 1 passing. That touchdown pass went to Josh Taylor. And the Lions, as we said, are just totally dominating everything in the first half, leading it by a score of 41-7. When you look at the total offense and everything that has happened here today, the Lions, again, they're just doing everything that they know what to do, and they are actually just getting everything done the way that they know how to do it. And that is by rushing, by passing, by running back kickoffs, and they're just doing it outstandingly here today. Right now, Defiance has only 50 yards in total offense. The Lions, 298 yards in total offense this afternoon. It has been a total dominating performance by the Lions here this afternoon. We don't have any scores out of the conference as of this afternoon, but we do have a couple of scores coming to you from the Division I college football. Mississippi State is leading Arkansas 34-17. Indiana losing to Michigan today in the fourth quarter. Closer game than people might have expected. 17-10. There's 7 minutes to go in that ball game. TCU is leading Kansas 31-24. It is Tennessee blowing up Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers 37-7 in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes to go in that ball game. Cincinnati right now, that game got started about 45 minutes ago, and they are losing to South Florida 10-0 with 3:19 left to go in the first quarter of action. Other games this afternoon, Auburn will be at Georgia. Texas Tech goes to Oklahoma State. Of course, Ohio State is going to be playing this afternoon against Michigan State. Mississippi goes to Vandy, Utah at UCLA, and Texas Tech at Oklahoma State. We're about 3 minutes away from the kickoff of the second half of action. Lions should get the football. They lead at 41-7 here on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
You want to advance your career through education, but you have a busy family and work schedule. Mount St. Joseph can help. The Mounts School of Business offers an MBA program on Saturday mornings where you can earn your master's degree in 2 years. Courses are led by faculty who are experts in their areas and taken one at a time, and the GMAT is not required for admission. Classes every Saturday can make a huge difference in your life and your career. Learn more about the Saturday MBA program. Visit msj.edu/MBA.
Thank you, Delhi Barbers, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Delhi Barbers, 402 Greenwell Avenue, and DelhiBarbers.com.
Thank you, Cincinnati Open Box Outlet, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Cincinnati Open Box Outlet, 6252 Glenway Avenue, openboxoutlet.com.
And it's 41-7, the Lions leading it here at the half. Both teams are out and warming up for second half action. We do have some scores from the conference this afternoon. Right now, Hanover is winning 49-14 this afternoon. Hanover, one of the teams that is 1-0 on the year in the conference, and they are beating up on Bluffton this afternoon. Franklin is leading 31-7. They're playing Anderson at home today. And Rose is up in the second quarter, 34-0 over Manchester, but that game got underway about a half an hour later than everybody else's game got underway this afternoon. So that is what is happening. We don't have any scores out of softball or baseball other than the first score that we had, Chuck. So, I mean, we don't have anything yet, and we know that the girls softball team is playing 2 more games today and the doubleheader today for the baseball team.
Yeah, they they won their first game 8-3 against Midway this morning, and I think they were playing their second game round 1. Now their third game starts at 6, so we won't have that when we go off the air. Obviously, we'll be gone before they even start. And then the baseball team is playing their doubleheader against UC Claremont. That started at 1, so we hope before we go off the air we can maybe at least get a score from the first game.
And that would be nice if we would be able to get that accomplished. So, boy, things are looking up for the athletics.
Yeah,
Mount St. Joseph.
It really are. I mean, with the baseball field coming and a really good freshman class there, the softball team's been dominant for the last 4 or 5 years. NCAA regional appearances, and their next goal probably, I'm sure, is to get to the World Series. Football team is on a roll here, looking to go 5-0. So things, women's soccer made the NCAA tournament last year, and they're 3-0-1 in the league. As I mentioned, they have not been scored upon in league play so far. So yeah, things are really looking good for Mount Sports, and we're hoping and praying that maybe we can get a national championship out of one of these teams like we just did in wrestling last year with Cornell.
There's a new baseball field coming?
There is a new baseball field coming in Delhi. I've been told that it's just a matter of time, and they're thinking, and we're really optimistic about 2024.
You know, it was nice to have the Anderson dance team here today.
Yeah, it really was. I saw our athletic director, Chris Newton, and his wife, and, of course, Chris's son, Joey, is a receiver on our team, and he's the athletic director out there, and he pointed it out to us. They did a really nice job at halftime, and maybe some of them girls will end up here on our dance team someday.
So the Lions will be receiving the kickoff here to begin the second half of action. They lead at 41-7. Austin Price is going to go back
Yellow Jackets kicker
to return this one. And back set to return it with him is Joey Newton.
The little bit of wind, Defiance decided to take this quarter.
So it is 41-7. Lions lead it heading into the second half of action. And kicking it off will be Sanchez. Short kick be taken in by Newton, or by Cam York, excuse me, at the 17. Cuts it to the 30, out to the 35, and he's finally wrangled down at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, those low line drive kicks are very returnable, so they've had a couple, and now we're up to the 40.
17-yard return on the kickoff by Cam York. We're probably going to see, well, that may be it for Josh Taylor. Tyler Prather is into the ball game.
Yeah, I'm thinking Tyler will probably play third and maybe into the fourth, and then we'll see some more backups.
Mo McKenzie is in the ball game for the Lions. He's to the right of Prather. Fake handoff. Prather throws out into the flat, and it is complete on the play, and it is brought down near the 46-yard line.
It's Noah Harvell.
Harvell from Siegel High School in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yeah, home to Middle Tennessee State.
Yep.
Been there a few times.
Worker business, or worker pleasure.
Depends how you look at it.
Second and 3, handoff to Mo McKenzie around the right-hand side, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard out to the 48. You're going to see a lot of substitutions in this second half for both teams, I've got a feeling.
Yeah, I think, time to empty the benches for both clubs today, and at 41-7.
Third down, a yard to go for the Lions. McKenzie in the backfield out of the pistol. Handoff to McKenzie. He's going to be hit behind the line and dropped. Just no blocking out front. Lost 2. Fourth down 3. And it's punting time for the Lions. And Ryan Murray will come in to punt this one away. He has had one punt today for 33 yards on the afternoon. Dropping back set to return is going to be Clark. Now check it. It's going to be Tawan Rome. Rome, a 5'11", 180-pound sophomore. Number 80 is back to return this one near his 10. High snap, but Ryan got it away. Low spiral kick that hits at the 37. Bounces inside the 20 and will roll out of bounds at the 13-yard line. That's a 40-yard punt.
Yeah, got a little lucky there.
13:09 left to go in the third quarter of play, and now Defiance will have the football to start the second half of action. And it will be placed down at the...
I'm sorry, those snaps continue to be high.
They do. Lions have got their first team defense in there, except for Anthony Wright. Of course, he didn't start the game. He's played mostly on passing downs. Nick Stevenson started at that star linebacker spot today, and he's in there on the left-hand side right now. Warren, the quarterback. Warren in the first half was 1 of 5 passing. He got sacked 7 times. Handoff up the middle to Freeman, and Freeman takes it out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Freeman, 7 carries now for 38 yards on the play.
Yeah, he's a load. I would have expected at this point in the game for him to have about 15 carries, but fortunately he's only had 7.
12:45 and running left to go in the third quarter. This one has been a fast one. We'll get an idea in here for you right after this play. Warren now with 2 running backs right beside him. Handoff goes to Diesler. Diesler around the right-hand side. Gets it to the 20, upended at the 20 to the 21-yard line for a gain of 4. You're listening to Mount St. Joseph Football on WDTZ-FM and UltimateSportsTalk.com. And today on YouTube also. Diesler out of the ball game on 3rd and 3. at the 21-yard line. 41-7, Lions lead it on the onslaught in the first half. They only had to punt the ball once. That was the second punt just a few plays ago by Ryan Murray. Warren with Freeman right behind him on 3rd and 3, low snap. Warren picks it up, got hit behind the line, struggles forward to the 20, lost a yard. That's the 8th sack of the day for the Lions, and it should be punting time for the Yellow Jackets, and it will be. 11:35 and running left to go. Another good defensive stand by the Lions. They have not given up anything big in this ballgame.
Yeah, Declan Brophy with the sack there. They're really putting the pressure on. Good pass rush. We just played a really sound game defensively. Our defensive backs, he's dropped back and just nobody open.
Cam York is going to drop back to return this punt from Gutierrez. Gutierrez, 5 punts, 24 yards per punt average. Low spinning spiral, hits at about the 45, bounces into Mount territory across the 50 inside the 45, and will be down at the 42-yard line. That's a 38-yard punt, aided mainly by the roll. And 10:55 to go in the third quarter. Lions leading it 41-7. Are they in the 10th now?
Well, let's see, a ground ball, the second. It looks like there's a runner on third with 2 outs.
In the 10th?
In the 10th. Now, they don't do that crazy put a runner on second. They actually earned it.
Right. Moving in motion to the near side. Lions receiver. Now Prather is going to throw it up the right side to Zane Dine. He's got it inside the 35 at the 32-yard line. What a great catch by Zane Dine.
A heck of a throw, a heck of a catch. He's all over him. Great coverage, and Zane went up and just made a great catch.
Dine from Pleasant High School in Marion, 180-pound junior. What an addition he has made to this team. Now going out wide to the left-hand side for the Lions is Quentin Delgado. He's from South Bend, Indiana, a freshman. Handoff goes up the middle to Mariano McKenzie. McKenzie takes it inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 4.
You mentioned it earlier, Dave. We have a plethora of wide receivers and actually backs, and we've really got a heck of an offense.
I mean, you look at McKenzie right now. It doesn't look like he's carried the ball much, but he's got 8 carries in the ball game for 37 yards.
Yeah,
over 4 yards.
Right. 4.5. Yeah.
Prather throws it down the middle. He's got a receiver. Cam York couldn't hit him, overthrew him near the goal line.
Just a little high, but boy, it's good coverage, but a good ball just barely overshot him.
Rigo Villa came in and hit Prather just as he let go of the football. And it brings up 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the Lions. Staying into the ball game is Delgado. Delgado out wide left, dropping back. Prather looks to his right, throws it near the sideline. Miscommunication there between Dine and Prather, and they couldn't get hooked up.
I think Dine slipped a little bit coming out of his cut and fell to the turf a little bit, and he was open.
9:45. Clock stops on the incompletion. Prather, empty backfield now. Shotgun formation. 4th down, 6 yards to go. Prather from the 28-yard line. So throws it out onto the right-hand side, and it is complete on the play to Noah Harville.
He might be short.
Going to be shy of the 1st down by about a yard.
Yeah, that's an inexperience right there. Got to know where the 1st down marker is. He's like, dog. Yeah, he said that's my fault. He just ran the route a little bit too short. Got to make sure you go far enough to move the sticks. So Defiance takes over.
So 9:33 left to go. Defiance takes over at their own 23-yard line. Again, Warren the quarterback. Warren today has not had much time to do anything. 8 sacks on the day, 1 of 5 passing for an interception. Just 13 yards on that one completion. Now he's going to cut it up the middle, across the 25, brought down near the 27. Ball came loose, but I think the official had blown it dead.
Looked like Declan Brophy again. He's all over the field.
9:17 remaining. Third quarter. Now moving in motion, or to the near side, is Diesler. Diesler's into the ball game. He goes out slot left. Now Warren is going to be out of the shotgun. Drops back. Looks to the left. Now rolls to the right. Looks upfield on the run. Trying to move his players around. Cuts it up at the 30. And he's going to be near a first down at the 32-yard line.
Boy, they gave him a good spot.
Boy, they did, and he's going to be about a yard shy.
Yeah, he looked like he was about 3 yards short. Now, we're not on that side, but boy, of course, it's the Defiance side. They're getting beat pretty bad. Maybe the official says, let's cut him a break. But from our angle, it didn't look like he made it that far. They're probably going to go for it.
Well, it's third down and a yard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's third down. Yeah, obviously you'd go for it on third.
Trips. Come out wide to the left-hand side. Again, shotgun formation. Trips this side to the far side to do a set of receivers. On 3rd and 1, Warren's going to throw it. Rolls to the right. Gets a heavy rush. Now throws it into the flat. Complete on the play for the first down. Out to midfield and dropped right there on the play. And Defiance has the first down. And that was... looked like... I'm not sure who caught that ball, Chuck.
I think they said number 80.
That would be Rome, and now the handoff on 1st and 10 from midfield, taken down to the 45-yard line. Defiance now suddenly seems to have some skip in their step.
Yeah, we kind of hit that lull where we're almost just kind of trying to get it over with.
That's Diesler who ran that football. Now Diesler will go out wide to the right-hand side, leaving the backfield empty. 7:25 and running in the third. Dropping back Warren. Looking upfield. Steps into the pocket. Almost got hit from behind. Now he's going to get hit from the side and brought down at the 48-yard line. Noah Hammond again in with the tackle along with Jaden Moore. Boy, this has been a sack fest for the Lions.
Yeah, 8 or 9 down probably.
Yeah, and it's a surprise. That's 9 because of the hugeness of this offensive line that Defiance has.
Plus, the quarterback's pretty mobile, too.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a statue back there. He's moving around and making some people miss, but we're relentless with our pass rush.
Trips out to the near side. On 3rd down, 8 from the 48 of the Mount. Warren rolls to the left, squares his shoulders. He's going to throw the ball deep into the end zone, and it's going to be an interference penalty called against the Lions.
And he didn't have to do it. Just turn around and find the ball. There was really no reason for it.
And it was going for Dawson. As we wait for the official's call. And he can't get his mic to turn on, so it'll be pass interference called against the Mount. 15-yard penalty.
We used to say, they used to say 3 things you throw it to are bad. Well, now it's the other way around. Throw it, you can complete or get a pass interference call.
That was Kendrick Riley, number 12, who picked up that penalty.
Yeah, again, Kendrick just turn around and find the ball. It was way underthrown. It wasn't going to be caught.
3rd penalty of the day, 40 yards for the Lions, 6:24 to go.
He rolled out to his left and tried to throw back across his body. Couldn't get a ton on it, but he got the pass interference call.
Dropping back Warren. Now a flag is thrown before the ball was snapped. And it's thrown by one of the back judges, which is unusual.
Clock to 6:23, and it will start on the snap.
They're going to add
9 seconds, I guess.
Yep.
Somewhere along the line. Well, good news for you. They got out of it, so the Guardians are batting in the bottom of the 10th, no score.
I like good news.
I try to bring it, but not always.
Yeah. 6:23 remaining. Clock stops. Play clock right now down to 10. And Warren, fake handoff to Diesler. Looks over the middle, throws the ball into the end zone, and it is going to be almost intercepted and dropped in the end zone by Justin Dreiling.
Yeah, he got his hand on it. Looked like he could come up with it, but receiver was right there. Sun in their eyes a little bit, so he knocked it down. 2nd and 10.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. 6:15 left in this third quarter. We are more than halfway through it. Folks enjoying a good college football game here in Delhi today. Warren again on 2nd and 10. Moves Diesler out of the backfield, pumps a fake to him, throws it back on the bubble screen, and it is complete and brought down. Brown got hit immediately and brought down at the 36-yard line by the Lions. Brady Buller.
Yeah, nice play by Brady there. Open field, made the tackle.
Buller's getting a little more playing time today simply because Rutherford is out of the game.
Tackle on the play by the Lions.
Rutherford should be back next week. Wright will be back next week. He's playing a little bit today, but had it been, again, for the championship, they probably would have played. 3rd down, 12 yards to go, back at the 35-yard line. Warren with Diesler in the backfield with him out of the pistol. Drops back, steps up into the pocket. A lot of green. Boy, he can take it all the way. 25, 20, 15, 10, and is upended and knocked out of bounds on the play. On a touchdown-saving tackle by the Mount inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, very similar to the play that happened in the first quarter. He rolled out to the right, and it was just nothing but green turf. And now they're 1st and goal. About the 5 or 6, I guess. Nah, about the 7, I guess.
I want to thank the Wishbone Tavern for providing the halftime meal here this afternoon.
Very good.
Gotta love their wings. Now you've got a strange formation, now breaking out of it into a more conventional formation as Defiance. Warren looks to his right, now looks to his left, got hit as he throws and overthrew the intended receiver, and another flag is going to be thrown.
Yeah, it's uncatchable, but I don't think they call that too much here.
No, they don't anymore.
He did grab him a little bit, and again, no reason to do it.
And again, it's on Kendrick Riley.
Yeah, if anything, it would have been defensive holding, but
it's an automatic first down. Takes it half the distance to the goal. That means it's inside the 5 at the 3.
I think they said they're going to spot it at the 2. I guess when it's in the end zone, they spot it. NFL, they spot it the 1. College, they spotted it at the 2.
So they'll put it on the far hash mark, and you're right, they do put it at the 2.
Every once in a while, I get one right.
Notice I didn't say anything.
I know, you didn't.
1st and goal from the 2. Freeman back into the backfield. Moving in motion is Rome. Now back to the other side. Rome goes. Fake. Now Warren throws it over the middle into the end zone. Knocked down and almost intercepted.
Boy, he threw a bullet and we deflected. I couldn't get the number on that, but it almost deflected up for us to pick it off.
Yeah, Lucas Bowling got it in his hands, but he couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, that was a bullet. I'm thinking 14's going to run it or hand off to 36 here on the 2 yard. With 4 downs, that's what I would have did.
He just needed to throw a changeup. Now he's under center. Hand off Freeman right up the middle. He's going to carry 3 guys into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, I figured they would have did it on 1st down.
Yep. Freeman is 2nd touchdown of the year, and it is 41-13 Mount with 4:28 left to go in this 3rd quarter of action. And let's see what Defiance decides to do.
I think they're going to go for 2. Oh, no, here comes the kicker.
Coming in, Ezekiel Sanchez. Sanchez will attempt the extra point. He is number 90. He's 3 for 3 in the field goal department this year, but they didn't give us any of his extra point stats. Ezekiel, right-footed kicker, puts it up, and it is good. 4:28 to go in period number 3. Your score, it's the Mount 41, Defiance 14 on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Take your game to new heights at Mount St. Joseph University. With 23 athletic teams and cutting-edge facilities, we are the NCAA Division III university in Greater Cincinnati. Learn more at msjlions.com.
Thank you, Delhi Barbers, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Delhi Barbers, 402 Greenwell Avenue, and DelhiBarbers.com.
4:28 left to go in this 3rd quarter of play. Lions will get the football back after giving up a touchdown drive to Defiance. 41-14, Lions lead it. Next week we will be in Anderson. And we'll be on the air with the pregame show at 1 o'clock. When do the clocks turn?
You know, I think it's the last Saturday in October.
Is it?
I think that's when it is.
And the kickoff
Sanchez kicks it off.
by Sanchez will be taken in by the Lions' Cam York at the 14. Cuts it to the 20. To the right side to the 25. Now puts his head down, bowls forward. Tries to get out to the 30-yard line, but he's going to be stopped up right there, brought down.
I know it used to be, I think, the first, or I think it's always been the last Saturday in October, but they've moved it up to like the first Saturday in March where it used to be like later in the year.
Yeah.
Because it's not as long as it used to be. But, yeah, it won't be long. Then it'll be getting dark at, 5 o'clock, 5:30. That's when you get really depressed.
Spring ahead, fall back.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. Ball resting right at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Lions as the Defiance Yellow Jackets defense finally hits the field. Prather moves Ari Turner, who's into the ball game, out in motion. Throws it to him on the right side, complete at the 31-yard line, and that's a gain of, well, call it a 2-yard gain after the 2-yard pass to the 32.
Yeah, he had some room to run. He just couldn't. He didn't know where he was exactly at, and he fell out of, not fell, but he went out of bounds, and probably could have got another 7 or 8 yards, just couldn't keep his feet in.
Well, if you get a chance, we'll try something here. Heading into the 4th quarter, we'll tell you about it right after this play. Something Chuck has wanted to do. Dropping back, Prather steps up into the pocket, throws it out to the right side to Turner, overthrew him, and it's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go. And the officials looked like a flag was thrown.
Mount St. Joe. That's the game.
Sideline warning. Well, if you would like to tell us about the broadcast, go ahead and give us a tweet at OHBB Co-host. That's OHBB COHOST. Just at OHBB Co-host, and we'll try to read some of these tweets on the air. Be sure to put your name in there so we know who's tweeting us. 3:40 left to go. Prather looks out to the left, to the right. Blitz got hit and dropped back to the 23-yard line. Lost 7 on the play. That is the second sack of the afternoon for Defiance. And that'll bring up 4th down. Call it about 17 yards to go, with 3:14 remaining. Yeah, just give us a tweet and tell us what you think of the broadcast. We'll try to keep out all of the comments about Chuck. 4th and 17, Murray. Slow snap, but he got it away. That's a good kick. It's going to take a mount bounce inside the 45, spin near the sideline, and it'll be out of bounds at the 38-yard line on the play. That is going to be about a 35-yard punt.
Yeah, no return. We'll take that against the wind. I'm sure Ryan would like to be kicking with the wind here at some point.
2:47 left to go. See, the next time the Lions will be at home, we'll be coming up against Bluffton on October the 29th. We go on a 2-game road trip.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a while since we've been home, and then we're going to be away another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's homecoming then, so hopefully we'll have a big, nice crowd, and we'll still be unbeaten.
Hanover, always a nice place to visit.
Yeah.
Got great facilities. They've got the elevator and the bathroom in the press box. Handoff goes to Freeman. Freeman takes it right up the middle from the 38 out to the 40-yard line. Stick with us in the 4th quarter, folks. You're going to find out a lot of things about the Heartland Conference that you probably did not want to know. 41-14, Lions leading it here, and so far a scoreless for the Lions 3rd quarter. Freeman along with Warren. 2nd down, 8 yards to go from the Defiance 40. Fake handoff. Warren drops back. He's going to get hit by Declan. Spun away from Declan. Moves forward. Still moving forward. And he's going to be dropped by Riley near the 46-yard line after he scampered for about 5.
Yeah, that's a really nice effort by him. He was really bottled up. He should have been sacked. Spun away. Got away from a couple other guys. Now he's in 3rd and short.
1:50 and running left to go. 41-14.
I mentioned earlier off the air that this game might end up score-wise being a little bit closer than maybe it really was.
Warren with Freeman off to the right-hand side. Out of the pistol formation. 2 receivers out wide on both sides. Hand off Freeman. Freeman off the left guard. Takes it out to the 48-yard line. That's close to a first down.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him.
They're going to give it to him, but I'll tell you what, where they've got it spotted, Chuck, he didn't have it.
Well, they don't. Again, that we talked. They don't measure anymore, and they just say first down, especially with the score 41-14.
Yeah.
But you still got to focus as an official too when the score's lopsided.
Excuse me? Really? Of course, this is coming from a guy who watches YouTube videos about managers being ejected in baseball. 50 seconds.
Did you ever see the Wally Bachman one?
Yes.
Oh.
Dropping back Warren, heavy rush, got away from it, slips, falls down, fumbled the football, but he got it back
I thought
at the 45-yard line for a loss of 3. And they will not have to run another play. It'll be second down, 13 yards to go. They're going to give the tackle to Noah Hammond. And I would think that's going to be the 10th sack of the day.
I would think they'd want to run another play with the win, but let's see what they do. I think they're going to run a play.
16 seconds, yeah.
Unless they're trying to draw us off sides.
There's a 2-second differential.
Yeah.
Now Warren, handoff around the left-hand side to Diesler, and Diesler's going to get hit outside the 50, out near the 48-yard line. He'll gain 5 on the play. And that is the end of the third quarter of play. We played 3 here at Schuler Field in Cincinnati, Delhi, Ohio, to be specific. It is Mount St. Joseph 41, Defiance 14 on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
For more than a century, Mount St. Joseph University has prepared nursing leaders who serve their patients with the heart of a lion. With flexible undergraduate and graduate programs, the Mount will help you climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/nursing.
Thank you, Wishbone Tavern, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Wishbone Tavern, 5251 Delhi Pike, and wishbonetavern.com.
Quick update on the the Guardians game. 0-0 in the top of the 11th. 1 out for Tampa Bay. And real quick, while we got a minute before we start, just wanted to read this again. Hey, Mount alumni, we have some great news for you. The Mount is now offering alumni a new 10% discount on the Master of Science in Organizational Leadership program starting in January. Earn your master's degree with a flexible virtual format in just 20 months at a 10% discounted rate. Sign up now at msj.edu/apply. Yeah, Dave, we got the Sweet Caroline going, a tradition here that we play after the third quarter here at Schuler Field.
As we head into the fourth quarter of play, Taylor saying he's loving the broadcast here this afternoon. Dropping back is Warren on 3rd and 7. Throws over the right sideline, overthrew Rome and incomplete. Brings up 4th down 7. Again, if you want to send us a message about the broadcast, just send it on Twitter to @OHBBCOHOST, OHBB co-host. Love to hear from you here this afternoon. 14:52. If it doesn't work out, this was all Chuck's idea.
Of course. We see Jeff Briggs, our CEO, walking down there. Jeff attends a lot of these sporting events.
Dr. Williams to the left of us.
In his press
Saw
box.
him the first time this year without the walker.
That's good news. That's really good news.
He is recuperating nicely. Warren in the backfield. The freshman got the start today. Drops back, looks over the middle. He's got a wide open receiver. That's Rome. Complete at the 22 to the 20. 15-10. That's Clark. Takes it into the end zone for the score. Touchdown. Defiance.
Coach Thompson is really upset. We just blew a coverage and.
Yeah, somebody missed somebody going down the middle.
Yeah, he was wide open. So all of a sudden, it's a 3-score game. Not too worried, but 15 minutes a long way.
14:42 remaining to go in the ball game. And it will be Gutierrez coming into, Sanchez. Ezekiel Sanchez will come in to attempt the extra point. Down 41-20. Good snap. Sanchez puts it up, and it is good. We'll just go ahead and keep it right here.
Yeah, that was a 4th and 7 play, Dave. So, we stop there. We get the ball almost at midfield. So, now we got to be aware of maybe a potential onside kick. We got to keep playing here.
Yeah, this game, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's over, but it's not over.
Right. I mean, at 41-70, it's fine to put backups and everything. I get it, but you got to still play football. You got to still make good decisions. And to Defiance's credit, they haven't quit. They keep playing, and now all of a sudden over there they got a little life thinking, hey, this is not over with yet.
You talk about crazy decisions. That Thursday night game was an interesting one.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I unbelievably watched the whole thing, so I'm either nuts, crazy, or a football fan. I guess it's all the above, but
14:42 remaining to go in the ball game.
Yeah, with the wind again, I wouldn't be surprised if a little pooch or onside kick here.
Dropping back for the Lions is Beecham and Cam York. Kind of surprised to see Beecham back there.
Yeah, I think they realize, hey.
He's going to take it in at his 15 to the 20. 25-30 right up the middle. He's going to be double teamed and brought down outside the 30 at the 33-yard line.
What kind of typically happens, not in football, but just all sports, typically when the team winning big takes out their starters, that's basically telling the other team, okay, we're taking our guys out, but then a lot of times they don't take their guys out, so they can kind of cut into the lead a little bit, and so sometimes they say, well, you took yours out, we'll take ours out, but in this case Defiance did, and they've cut into the lead.
And let's see, Josh Taylor's back into the ballgame.
Yep.
So the Lions are thinking this thing may not be over. Hand off to Beecham. Beecham around the right side to the 35-40, 45-50, cuts it into Defiance territory, run out of bounds inside the 40-yard line, right at the 40 is where they will spot him on the play. 27-yard scamper.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that these guys are back in. 14 minutes is a long way to go, and, hey, you got to keep scoring here.
1st and 10 for the Lions in Defiance territory at the 14. At the 40, excuse me. Josh hands off around the left-hand side to Beecham. Beecham breaks a tackle inside the 40 down to the 38. Yep, they'll say 39. So gain of just a yard. Beecham, 6 carries, 36 yards on the afternoon.
Mo McKenzie in now for him.
Now McKenzie, as you said, into the ball game. 2nd down, 9 yards to go from the 39. Taylor with receivers out wide on both sides. Drops back, looks up the left side, now to the right side, cuts inside a block, throws it to the end zone. He's got the receiver complete. Touchdown, Lions! That is Joey Newton.
That took 3 plays, I believe.
He threw that off of his back leg while he was in the air and threw a strike from 40 yards out.
He sure did. That's a heck of a throw. Joey broke open. And, Josh could have probably ran for a 1st down, but he said, hey, I'm going to take the big play here. He's open.
Taylor now 5 touchdown passes on the afternoon. 13:24 remaining, and it's 47-21. Farmsing, good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. 13:24 remaining to go in the ballgame. Your score now. It's the Mount 48, Defiance 21 on Ultimate Sports Talk and the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Teaching is my calling. So when I needed to renew my license, I chose Mount St. Joseph University. The Mount offers the only program in the state of Ohio that allows you to combine 2 education endorsements to earn a graduate degree. In less than 2 years, I combined the reading and gifted intervention specialist endorsements. Classes were convenient, fully online, and I received personal attention from my professors. The Mount helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/Ohio.
13:24 left to go in the ball game here from Schuler Field, and the Lions put their starters back in, Chuck. Something you don't necessarily see all the time, but they did it thinking that this game is not over, and they go right down the field and score.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted it to get too interesting. They got that, up 20, or they cut it to 20, and that's enough. Let's put the first team back in. It took 3 plays, and we were talking in the break here, Defiance, that has to be really deflating. We're making a little run here, and 3 plays later, we're in the end zone.
Yep.
And the Indians, again, the Guardians in the bottom of the 11, still no score.
Farfsing will kick it off, and it will be taken in by Brown, backpedaling near his 8-yard line to the 10, 15, 20. Stop and go outside the 20 to the 25, 30. And it'll be stopped up.
Austin Price in on the tackle. He's made a couple special teams tackles here.
So
good kickoff by Kyle. I'm sorry, good kickoff, but down to the right-hand side, and he had to catch it over the shoulder.
13-15 remaining to go. Lions will be in Anderson next week. Chuck and I, if we can decide who's going to drive, will be in Anderson next Saturday afternoon. Be sure to join us then, 1 o'clock. Empty backfield, shotgun formation for Warren. Warren today, out of the passing department, 4 of 13 for 79 yards. 1 touchdown, drops back. He's been sacked 10 times. Rolls out to the left, picks up a first down across the 40, skips inside to the 45, and picks up another 2 or 3 yards out to the 48-yard line. That's going to be an 18-yard scamper for Warren and a first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, as we said, he's athletic. He looked like he was going to get sacked again, but he got out of there, and their first down, almost to midfield here.
Lions have still got their second-team defense in. Riley is at one corner. They've got their second-team 3 safeties in. And the pass is thrown out to the left-hand side, and it is complete out to midfield. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Yeah, a little bubble screen there. We did a nice job. Came up, made the tackle, short gain.
Jaden Scott, 6 foot, 190-pound sophomore, making the tackle. Spencer Treadwell here in the second half, although they have only scored once, they've found something to move the ball.
Turn
around. They throw it up the field, and it is going to be incomplete.
Just at the last second, I'm sorry, Dave, just at the last second he turned around. Nice defensive play there.
That really was.
Yeah,
You're right.
Just at the last second, Jonas Smith. Really nice job.
Jonas Smith from Hardin Valley Academy, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Home of the Tennessee Volunteers, and I think they're whooping up on LSU. I think our last score was like 38-7.
That's too bad.
Yeah, we discussed it. You're not a big fan of Brian Kelly.
Not a fan at all. No, I don't think I'm the only one either.
Not
in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Dropping back Warren. Looks upfield. Now cuts it to his left. Still looking to throw, but he's past the line of scrimmage. Gets it inside the 49. Scampers out of bounds. He might be at the 48. That's where they'll spot him out of bounds at. Couple yard gain on the play. It'll bring up 4th down. 5 yards to go. Now what do you do?
Yeah, they're going to go for it. No question. Noah Hammond back in the game for the Lions. It's a passing situation, so here comes the pass rush.
So it is 4th down, 5 yards to go. Warren, the quarterback. Movement on the line for the Lions. No flag, though. Yeah. Dropping back Warren, throws it upfield. It's going to be over the head of his intended receiver, Rome, and Defiance will turn it over on downs to the Lions at their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, the Defiance players are kind of like, why wasn't there a flag thrown? But he obviously either didn't break the neutral zone or he got back, and our ball.
Well, let's see who the quarterback will be. He took Tyler Prather.
Okay.
He's coming back in. Maybe Tyler just needed a breather.
Yeah, and Tyler didn't do really horrible. It just, we didn't block as well, didn't run as well. We were in 3rd and longs. And
Prather, 5 of 10 passing, 39 yards. Longest of 26 yards. Fake handoff to Turner, throw over the middle, complete on the play. Nice catch and run by the tight end, Powell. Powell takes it inside the 45, down to the 40-yard line. That's a first down. Lions back moving the football. Delgado's out to the left-hand side. Powell is out of the ball game now. Back into the contest. Cooper Jones, tight end left. Throw up the left-hand side. Complete to Delgado. I believe that's who that is.
That's a tremendous catch by the freshman. Went up at the high point, snagged it, and brought it down. It was good coverage, too.
Quentin Delgado with the catch from South Bend, Indiana.
I think Brian Kelly used to coach there, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, and the way Notre Dame's been going this year, how did this kid not get there? 10:20 left to go. Prather down to hands it off to Ari Turner, and Ari takes it to about maybe the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they gave him maybe a half a yard. Yeah, really nice throw and catch. Previous play.
Every time Ari Turner's in the ballgame, I think of the agent from the TV show Entourage.
Yeah.
His name was Ari. Second down, 9 yards to go. Fake handoff. Prather rolls out to his right, throws it into the end zone. Good throw. Goes to Zane Dine, and Dine is going to be out of bounds at the 1 yard line.
Really nice route he ran. A really nice throw. He looked like he was running a slant and then cut it off and went outside. A beautiful throw by Tyler.
Yeah, what a rope.
It was. Really good throw. Led him where only he could catch it. We're on the 1 yard line, Dave.
9:39. Second team offense doing what they want to do here. That is trying to plug this thing into the end zone. Prather from the 1 foot line. Handoff to Turner, and Turner, it was a bad snap and a bad handoff, and Turner basically just got tripped up by himself and spun and dropped at the 1.
Yeah, he just kind of lost his feet there. So second and goal.
Now he'll leave the ball game. Lions are going to go with the spread. .9:03 remaining. Prather has got Mo McKenzie back into the ball game on the left side. Man in motion, York to the near side. Prather throws over the middle on the slant, and it's incomplete. Boy, he had the ball right into the hands. Can't tell who that receiver is out there.
80. Boy.
Is that 19 Zane Dine?
Yeah. Really good defensive play, though, by Defiance.
8:50 to go. 48-21 Lions. Powell's back into the ball game now for the Lions. Harville checks out. Prather out of the pistol. Has McKenzie to the right on 3rd and goal from the 1. Fake handoff. Prather rolls to his right. Throws it back to the back end of the end zone to McKenzie. All alone. Touchdown Lions.
Really nice play call there by Coach Morrill. And he's wide open. Bootleg to the right, throw it back to the left, wide open in the end zone.
Mo will never have an easier touchdown.
Those are the kind you get a little nervous. You're like, oh my God, I'm so wide open. Please don't drop it.
Nice play call, as you said, from Caleb Coral. 8:42 remaining. Lions lead at 54-21, and Farsing will try to make it 55. Murray looks back, low snap, and he got it down, and it is good. 8:42 remaining. Your score from Schuler Field, the Mount 55, Defiance 21 on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
The School of Health Sciences at Mount St. Joseph University is a proven leader in healthcare education. The Mount offers bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees in nursing, including a blended online RN to BSN program and the innovative MSN Magellan program. For nearly 100 years, Mount St. Joseph University has produced outstanding healthcare professionals. Learn more at msj.edu/healthsciences.
Thank you, Bearcat Storage, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Bearcat Storage, 2 locations on Delhi Pike, and BearcatStorage.com.
Well, the Lions lead it now 55-21 over the visiting Defiance Yellow Jackets, and the Lions trying to put an exclamation point on this one, their revenge game from a year ago. Farfsing's going to scooch a kick upfield. It'll be taken in by Clark, and Clark check at Brown, and Brown's going to take it across the 20 out to the 25 and be stopped at the 27. Lions have really shored up their problems on the kickoff game too, Chuck.
Yeah, the last couple kickoffs have been a lot better, and order's been restored here after they cut it down to, 41-21. So now 14 straight points with 8:34 to go. I think we can relax.
55-21. You know, the one thing, they never replaced the second team on defense. They did the offense, but not the defense.
Yeah. And like we said, when we put the first string back in, and we scored within 3 plays.
Yep. First and 10 for Defiance at their own 28. Warren puts Clark in motion. Fake handoff to him on the sweep. Warren's going to keep it off right tackle. Up to the 35. Make it the 37-yard line. He's close to a first down, and they're going to give it to him after a 10-yard gain. 8:25 continues to run.
Yeah, I like their quarterback. I think he's athletic, and he's taking too many sacks, but...
Pitches it out around the right side to Diesler. Diesler cuts it out to the 45-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 7. I think the only thing with Defiance, Chuck, is they've got to determine their identity. They need to are we a passing team or a running team?
Yeah, that's always, and again, new head coach, new coordinator, you're changing every year. Got to learn the personnel. It might take them the whole season to figure it out, and that's not a knock.
2nd and 2, throw over the middle, complete on the play. First down, and that is a completion on the left-hand side to Clark. Clark takes it out to the 29-yard, or the 34-yard line, and that's a first down.
Yeah, he's a freshman from Lima, senior. For you Cincinnati area fans, Lima Senior used to be in the GMC many, many years ago.
They used to be a stud in high school football.
Yep, I remember a couple years, I think they were state runner-up when they called it AAA, AA, and single A back in the day.
They were studs. Trips out to the far side. First and 10 from the 34. Warren's going to throw it up the right side, and it's going to be incomplete. Boy, a lot of hand checking there.
Yeah, we didn't get our head turned around again. He kind of just it hit him just by accident. But we got to get our head turned around.
Riley's going to have to work on that.
Yep.
He's a sophomore out of University High School in Orlando. But he needs to start getting his head turned around.
Yeah, I remember, was it the Alfred game? We were and then we did a really nice job in the last quarter or so, and really hasn't been too much of an issue, but, today, especially over there on that corner.
6:59 remaining. Dropping back Warren. Warren on 2nd and 10. Rolls out to the left. He's got a lot of green to the 30, to the 25. He's upended right at the 29-yard line, and he has got the first down. 9 yards on the play. Clock continues to move. 6:45 and running.
Again, very athletic quarterback.
Warren takes the snap out of the pistol, drops back, steps up into the pocket, now rolls to his right, and he's going to be brought down at the 20-yard line. Just inside the 20 is where they'll spot him. 5 yards on the play, and a man is down for the Lions.
Timeout for injury.
6:19 remaining.
Yeah, good coverage on the play downfield. He had nowhere to go, so he tucked it, and he made about 4 or 5 yards on it.
6:19, and now he's up, and he's going to go off under his own power.
And we're in the top of the 12th, and there's still no score.
Remember, they don't put the guy at second base in the postseason play.
Yeah.
This thing could go on for a while.
Jeez.
What's the longest baseball game you've ever sat through, Major League?
I'm trying to think. I remember years ago watching the Mets and Braves on TBS.
No. This is in person.
Oh, in person.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, think about it.
Yeah,
6 minutes to go.
about that one.
I could tell you mine. Warren in the backfield with Diesler, dropping back, looking upfield, steps up into the pocket, now gets hit as he throws. It is complete on the play, inside the 10 to the 8, struggling forward, continuing to move is the receiver, and that is Diesler. No, check that. That was not Diesler, excuse me. That was Mike Martin. Martin with his first catch of the day. 5:35 left to go. First and goal from the 7 of the Mount. 5.5 left. Now they'll look over to the sideline for the play. I'll tell you one thing, Chuck. These guys aren't pushovers.
No, they're offensively. They're doing okay. As we mentioned, they've since the first game against Mountain Union, they did some nice things offensively.
Dropping back Warren. Warren steps up. Looks inside. Now cuts it to the 5. Cuts it to the 3. To the 2. And he's finally upended and brought down near the 1. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, they're
going to put him right at the 2.
Yeah.
4:58.
Jeez, you want to bet who gets the ball in this play?
Freeman's back in. He's the condominium. Freeman, the handoff. Cuts it off the left side, and he's in for the score. He got hit at the one, but you just could not bring him down with one guy.
Keeps bouncing off.
4:43. Craig Ironhead Hayward.
Yep.
That's who he looks like. But I'll tell you one thing, he's bigger. He's more weight.
Yeah. Big man.
Yeah. I don't think his 40 is very good.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that.
55-27. 4:43 left to go. And Sanchez in to attempt the extra point. The right-footed kicker. Good snap. And the kick is good. 4:43 left to go. We'll keep it right here.
Well, thinking about that question, I coached in a game that went 15 innings, and the only recollection of being at a game, now this doesn't count, but I sat through a rain delay, and the game ended about 1:30 in the morning, but I cannot recall how many innings it went. Mine only went 9.
Okay.
But I do remember that. But as far as, like, you know, other than that, a major league game or sitting through a game, that 15 innings for me, you know, from a coaching standpoint, was the longest. We're supposed to play a doubleheader. We made the second game a 5-inning game.
The month of April, 2001, in Cleveland, Progressive Field, against Minnesota, 19 innings.
You sat through it all?
Sat through the whole thing. It was a Sunday afternoon, and we figured we were already dead with our wives anyway. We might as well just stick it out, and we did.
That's funny.
Yep. We caught more trouble for not making Sunday night church.
Oh, okay.
Than we did with the wives.
Yeah, just staying there, yeah.
Yep, we did it. We stayed around. 19 innings. 55-28, Gutierrez will kick it off. And he does, and it'll be taken in by Beecham. Short-hopped it, bobbled it, now picks it up at the 18, sidesteps a runner, gets it off to the 30, 35, up the sideline, 40, 45, and he stepped out of bounds outside the 45 at the 48-yard line.
Just so explosive. He kind of misjudged the kick a little bit, and it looked like, oh my gosh, we're going to be trapped inside the 25, and boy, Cornell does what he does.
I'm going to say it, Chuck. The Bengals ought to give him a look. Look.
Yeah.
He wants an NFL tryout.
Yeah, it's just so hard to judge Division III versus, like, even Division I, and then you talk about NFL. It's just a different animal, but he's a great player. I mean, he's the best player we've ever had here.
But to look, you know, handoff goes to Ari Turner, up the middle to the 50, near the 46-yard line, where he is brought down by the shoulders after a gain of about 5 on the play. Make it 6. I mean, you're just bringing him in to take a look.
Right.
And see if he could play at that level.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They run him in the 40, do some of those grip and strength things and see where he's at and put pads on him, and they got basically nothing to lose.
No.
It's good PR also.
It's great PR. You can give him a conditional contract to bring him in. I mean, it's just, you know, and you never know. You might find a diamond in the rough.
Yep.
Handoff goes to Turner. Turner gets hit behind the line and dropped after a yard loss.
You know, thinking back, this is not baseball but hockey. I sat through a triple overtime playoff game between the Cincinnati Stingers and the Indianapolis Racers of the old WHA. And on the Indianapolis Racers was Wayne Gretzky as a 17-year-old.
Wayne Gretzky.
Ended about 20 till 2 in the morning.
Oh, boy.
And they lost. The Stingers lost.
Of course.
Everybody was mad. I made everybody stay.
Of course. I had a ball game dropping back. Lions, and hit and dropped the third-string quarterback into the ball game. Now Ty Humphrey. Humphrey got hit and dropped right at the 46-yard line, and Defiance is going to use a timeout.
Wow.
We'll just go ahead and keep it right here. But, Chuck, I did a ball game one time out in Wyoming that went 4 overtimes.
Oh, boy.
I called it the game that would never end. The funny thing about that one was one school was down by 11 with 3 minutes to go and came back to force the overtime.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Well, it looks like we're going to punt. and it looks like twin brother Patrick Murray will be doing the punting.
Really?
Yep, looks like they're going to give him an opportunity in this game to. He was the punter in high school, and his brother kind of just beat him out here due to his injuries. So good for him. Hopefully he gets one off pretty good here. Has not officially punted since his senior year in high school.
Well, let's see what he does.
Yep.
If it's a good punt, we can add it to Ryan's totals. Just say they switched jerseys. 4th down, 12 yards to go. 3:13 remaining in the ball game.
They were offsides.
They were offsides, but no flag. And the punt is a good one that'll be taken in at the 17. And they cut it to the 30, or to the 20, excuse me, and Rome got upended right at the 23-yard line.
Teron Rome returns the ball.
About a 31-yard punt.
Yeah, a little bit of a line drive, didn't quite get it.
If they were going to play a position, Ryan and Pat, what would it be?
Well, Ryan would be a wide receiver. He played some wide receiver in high school, and I think he could fit in here. Just unfortunately with the injuries and the risk with him playing baseball, it's just not worth it. And Patrick would probably be more of a DB.
3:03 remaining to go in the ball game. We'll get a station ID in here for you right after this play. Warren again with Diesler off to the right. Warren drops back, steps up into the pocket. Now he's going to cut up the middle to the 30, 35, and out to the 40-yard line where he has dropped down right there. It's going to be a gain of 16.
Yeah, he's really been making some hay here in the last quarter or so with his runs. And they're not design runs that nobody's getting open. He's just taking off and running. The middle's been open.
This is WDTZ-FM and UltimateSportsTalk.com. Bringing you this ball game here today, and that pass is thrown out into the flat, and it is complete at the 40 and driven back to the 38-yard line is Macarai Biggums. Biggums has caught 11 passes, now 2 today, 13 passes, but he's only been targeted a couple of times.
Well, again, I say our coverage has been really, really good. And most of their yardage has been off, broken runs by the quarterback.
Diesler was their backup running back. He's played back here a couple times, but he's been mainly flanked out today.
There he goes again.
Warren again, right up the middle, to the 45, out to the 50. They'll stop him, say his forward progress was dropped at the 49-yard line, so a gain of 9 brings up 3rd down and a yard to go. 1:48 and running left to go in the ballgame. Now taking it under center is the quarterback Warren, and he's just going to follow right behind his center, Eric Moultrie, to pick up the first down after a gain of 2. That's not a bad guy to follow behind. Moultrie is 5'10", 365 pounds.
Yeah, that's a big man. Well, who would have thought our game was going to be over with before a baseball game that started an hour and a half before us?
Absolutely. 1st and 10. Moving in motion to the near side is Tyshawn Dawson, dropping back Warren. Warren's going to throw it over the middle. He's got a receiver, but overthrew his intended receiver, Mike Martin.
Yeah, pretty good coverage. He would have had to make a perfect pass to complete that one.
Chuck, the best thing about this game is Defiance only brought 55 players. So they've got to play most of their starters, so it's easier for us to know who's back out there instead of checking numbers all the time.
Yeah, I would think and hope in a game like this, all 55 probably played.
It sure looked like it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the biggest thing with Defiance, though, they just got to find their identity.
Yeah, I like this kid quarterbacking.
I do, too. 2nd down goal, dropping back, Warren throws it out to the flat, complete on the play to Mike Martin. Martin inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd down, 4 yards to go as the clock stops with 1:06 left. Diesler now is going to come back out to the right-hand side. Clark, wide right. Rome wide left. They've got trips out to the far side. Out of the shotgun formation. Warren steps up. Now cuts to the right. Now rolls out to the right. Throws it up the sideline. Incomplete. tried to throw it into double coverage and just could not find a receiver. Tried to get it to Diesler. And also Dawson was there trying to get the ball. 59.4 seconds to go.
Well, here's the game right here, 4th down. If they don't make it, we'll just take a couple knees and get out of here.
55-28, Lions lead it, 4th down. 4 yards to go. Chuck, I'm telling you that next week with Anderson, and then, boy, those final games that we've got coming up on the schedule.
Hanover, Franklin, Bluffton, and then Rose.
Dropping back is Warren. Warren throws it into the flat complete to Diesler and knocked down right away by Riley.
Yeah.
Boy, great tackle by Riley, but they did get the first down.
Yeah, they did get the first down. The clock continues to run. We're under 50 seconds. Be curious to see if they use any of their more timeouts to try to score. We're under 40 seconds now.
First down 10, 35 seconds to go in the ball game. This could be the final play. Ball at the 37-yard line of the Mount. Stepping up Warren. Warren got hit as he throws. Ball is complete on the play by Martin. Martin caught it at the 7-yard line, and he is stopped right there by Riley. Otherwise, he would have had a score, and now Defiance is going to use a timeout.
Yep, there's their timeout. Riley fell down on the play, and pretty easy reception there, completion. So
this is important to Defiance. I think they want to get back on the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, no question about it. And 35 points if they score here and convert the PAT. I think at this point they probably are into moral victories, and scoring 35, even though it was mostly against our second-team defense, they want to have something they can build on. And on the other hand, we would prefer not to give up 35 points, but.
Well, 35 would be the most points they scored all year.
Well, the other thing is, we're very close to the top 25, and then if somebody looks at, they gave up 35 points to a team that couldn't win a game this year, and again, without knowing all the situation, the backups playing and things. So, it means something to both teams here, so I'd really like to keep them out of the end zone if we could.
22.2 seconds to go.
Our other guys are getting valuable playing time here.
Defiance has it at the Mount 7-yard line. Warren, the quarterback. Warren out of the shotgun, looks up the middle, now cuts to the right, now back to the left, gets away from a couple of tackles to the 5. He's going to be hit at the 5 and dropped right there, and Defiance will use their final timeout. And we will also. 12.1 seconds to go in the ball game. Your score, it's the Mount 55, Defiance 28 on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
Thank you, Delhi Liquor Store, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Delhi Liquor Store, 5193 Delhi Pike and DelhiLiquor.com.
Thank you, NYPD Pizza, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. NYPD Pizza, 5329 Foley Road, and NYPDPizza.com.
Thank you, Cincinnati Open Box Outlet, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Cincinnati Open Box Outlet, 6252 Glenway Avenue, openboxoutlet.com.
Well, Chuck, we've got 12.1 seconds left to go, and the Lions here on second down, goal to go for Defiance. Need a stop. Ball resting at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, any ball that's in play, the clock's going to run out.
Warren looks into the end zone, throws the fade into the end zone, and that is going to be caught. But he was out of bounds, Chuck. He cut through the back end zone and came back inbounds.
Oh, look, wait a minute now. Is the ref going to? No.
No, they're not going to call it. But I was watching down there. He ran out of bounds off the back end line and came back in and caught the ball for the touchdown.
Well, it's going to stand. There's no challenge flags here at all, and
I'm throwing one.
Yeah,
so that makes it 55-34, 4.1 seconds to go. Boy, that was just an easy call and a miss. And the extra point is up, and it is good. We'll just keep it right here. Lions are going to go to 5-0 overall. And they will be 2-0 in the Heartland Conference. Defiance now will be 0-5 and they will be 0-2 in Heartland Conference play. Lions with a 20-point victory here this afternoon. Cornell Beecham was going out.
Yeah, he still wants. I think he's talked him into it, But I would think they would just squib it and we would fall on it. But, we talked at halftime. It was, 41-7 maybe. And, the final score, whatever, it's going to be misleading. And this is clearly misleading. But, again, the pollsters, they look at final scores. They only win by 20 points against a team they should beat by 30 or 40. But, hey, everybody got to play, or most people did. And, you get a chance to put stuff on tape, and some good and some not so good. And, you earn your playing time in those close games. So, it's going to be a 20-point victory. Anytime you win a game, you got to be happy. So, 5-0. Couldn't ask for anything better. Like you say, 2-0 in the conference, going to Anderson next week.
Sanchez will kick off for...
And Sanchez will kick it off for Defiance. I would doubt we'll see an onside kick here, but you never know.
I would have just assumed they would just kind of squib it. We would fall on it, but Cornell's in. I'm telling you, he gets the ball, he's going to run it.
Oh, yeah. And he may have told everybody right now, just let the ball come right to me. So, Sanchez will kick it off. And it is going to be a squib, and it'll hit Zane Dine
just let it
right about the 35, and that'll do it.
Nice job by the clock keeper. Just get it over with.
Yep. So your final score here this afternoon, it is the Mount 55 and Defiance 35. Chuck and I will be back to wrap things up from Schuler Field after these timeouts.
Thank you, Delhi Liquor Store, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Delhi Liquor Store, 5193 Delhi Pike and DelhiLiquor.com.
Teaching is my calling, so when I needed to renew my license, I chose Mount St. Joseph University. The Mount offers the only program in the state of Ohio that allows you to combine 2 education endorsements to earn a graduate degree. In less than 2 years, I combined the reading and gifted intervention specialist endorsements. Classes were convenient, fully online, and I received personal attention from my professors. The Mount helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/Ohio.
Thank you, Delhi Skyline Chili, for your support of Mount St. Joseph University football on Z98. Delhi Skyline, 5137 Delhi Pike and SkylineChili.com.
Well, Chuck, no matter how you wrap this thing up, it's still a win for the Lions as they win it here this afternoon, 55-35 to go 5-0 on the season and 2-0 in conference play.
Yeah, like I said, a couple minutes ago, 41-7 at a half. I think that was a little bit more indicative of how this game went. But each team has their own goals, how you're going to finish out the game. We decided we were going to play a lot of backups, which I think is the right thing to do. These kids practice and play hard and deserve an opportunity. And then when you get your opportunity, like I said, you got to perform to earn more playing time. And Defiance wanted to, finish as strong as they could, score as many points as they could. Even though it was against a lot of the backups, they still want to have a good feeling going into next week. And I like their quarterback, and, I think they'll win a game or two. So it's good for both teams. I know it didn't really end the way we wanted to, giving up a couple of those touchdowns, but we'll soon forget about that and focus on Anderson.
Lions had 450 yards in total offense today, Chuck. 359 yards through the air and 91 yards on the ground. For Defiance, 331 yards in total offense, 178 on the ground and 161 through the air. Cornell Beecham, 62 yards rushing. Beecham, also in the ballgame, had 2 catches for 16 yards. Josh Taylor, 15 of 21 passing, 244 yards, 5 touchdowns. He was sacked once. Tyler Prather, 9 of 15 for 91 yards. He also had a touchdown pass. And Jay Gaylor had a touchdown pass today. He was 1 of 1 passing. But I'll tell you what, look at the receiving. And what happened today in the receiving situation here in this one. Newton, Dine, Brock, Porter, Pollard, Delgado, Taylor, Beecham, Jones, Powell, and Harville, all with catches today.
Yeah, if you're a receiver out there, and we talked about this earlier, and you come to Mount St. Joe, we're gonna throw the football. You're gonna get an opportunity. It's a great offense to play in, and when you got somebody like Josh Taylor winging it and Tyler Prather right behind him, boy, we got something going here.
Here's the other thing. Look at Defiance and their receivers. Clark, Martin, Rome, Fowler, Diesler, Scott, Brown, and Bigham's all with catches.
Yeah, again, that quarterback did a nice job. I thought for the most part we had really good coverage, especially in the first probably 2.5 quarters or so. And with their quarterback was, he had to scramble for his life, and we sacked him a bunch of times, and he got out of there a few times for some big runs. But, our coverage was really, really good. And then at the end, with some of the backups not so well. But yeah, I think from that standpoint, Coach Thompson and staff have to feel pretty good about that first-string defense.
Warren was 12 of 26 passing, Chuck, for 161 yards. And he had 31 carries today, 168 yards.
Yeah, I knew he ran the ball a lot, but I would say out of the 31 carries, probably 25 to 30 were not designed runs. They were just, pressure, and he got out of there. So, again, kudos to him for that. We got him a bunch of times, too. But, he dropped back to pass, well, if you count, probably 40-something times.
Well, when you look at it at the end of the year, it's still a W.
Yep. Yeah. Again, that's what we talked about. I mean, last year, all the excuses, it was an L. This year, it's a W, and that's all that really matters. It would have been nice to maybe be a little bit cleaner the last quarter. That'd be great, but, we're going to take this win and move on.
Lions win at 55-35 here this afternoon. We'll wrap things up from Schuler Field after this.
I can solve difficult problems for a Fortune 500 company.
I can run a successful business.
I can manage your home improvements. I can publicize your message. I can motivate your audience.
I can put my military experience to work for your company. I can teach your children. I can boost your bottom line.
I can add value to your workplace. I could be a loyal and productive employee.
But I can't put my skills to work for your organization if I'm not given the opportunity. If you don't recognize my talents and ability.
If you don't hire me. If you don't have an open mind and a workplace that's open to everyone.
If you don't realize that America works best when everybody works.
What can you do? What can you do?
What can you do?
You can remember that it worked.
It's what people can do.
It's what people can do that matters.
Nearly 50 million Americans have disabilities. Capitalize on their talents with employment practices that benefit everyone. Learn more at whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
Well, Chuck, 55-35, Lions winner here this afternoon. Any final thoughts?
Well, I think, again, the score, 20 points, is typically a big victory, but I thought it was our most complete game of the year offensively. Basically, again, we did whatever we wanted for the most part with our first team in there. And defensively, I thought our coverage, again, with our first team, the coverage was really good. We stopped the run for the most part, and only besides just some of the athletic plays by their quarterback were they able to get some first down and generate some things. So I think overall, yeah, you're not happy with maybe the last quarter and a half with your backups and things, but I think overall the first 2.5 quarters were really good.
We'll see you next Saturday.
I can't look forward to it.
That will be at Anderson, and we will be on the air at 1 o'clock with the pregame show and 1:30 with the kickoff. Chuck, hope your mother-in-law does fine.
Appreciate that. We'll say a prayer for her.
Yep, absolutely. So I'm going to let Chuck get out of here and head to wherever he has to go to be with family here after that incident this afternoon. But the Lions winner here this afternoon by a final score of 55-35. Our thanks to President Dr. Williams for allowing us permission to broadcast these ball games for you this afternoon. Athletic Director Melanie Wagner, Sports Information Director Blake Watson, all the coaches on both teams, Bill Nichols, and for the Mount, Tyler Hopperton. Of course, the visiting team Defiance for coming down here and allowing the Lions to win it by 20 points here this afternoon. To all of our sponsors here today, thanks a lot to them for helping us bring Mount St. Joseph football to you here this year. To Greg Mitchell and Taylor Sunderhouse, our producers this afternoon. But most of all, our thanks are going to go out to you this afternoon for listening here this afternoon on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network. For Chuck Murray, I'm Dave Mitchell, reminding you once again your final score today. From Schuler Field, it was the Mount 55, Defiance 35. Until next Saturday from Anderson, Indiana. Have a good afternoon, everybody.